Hello. Welcome to the Fanfic Majesty. If you want more content, you can follow me on Patreon. I will be uploading more content on there that will be exclusive. The link is in the description. Please support me. 11 PC. Chapter 183. There is not much time. I will give up my life to fight. Open black lens bracket subscription close black lens bracket. Previous chapter. Next chapter. Advertisement. Okay. You two just let me go. This experiment will definitely be very interesting. Go ahead and provide me with data and energy. Pushing his glasses, Fu's face showed a gloomy look. Evil smile. His plan will soon succeed. At the same time, on the battlefield. Reg and Bergette on the battlefield. As the battle continued, Reg's aura became more and more strange, and the power of Super Saiyan's 6th order bloodline seemed to be different from any previous transformation. This is an unruly, violent and infiltrating power that will only get stronger and stronger in battle, and its aggression is very high. Reg's combat power continued to rise, but in a short while it climbed to an unimaginable height, the peak of the 13th dimension. This level of combat power is 1 point stronger than Bergette's 2 forms of combat power fusion. Open black lens bracket. The power of the bloodline of the 6th rank of Super Saiyan is really extraordinary, and he has never felt such a terrifying sense of oppression. Can Saiyan's bloodline power really evolve to this level? Close black lens bracket. Bergette was horrified by Reg's powerful fighting power. Especially the pressure from the bloodline, Bergette can conclude that if he is in the state of the 5th stage of Super Saiyan at the moment, not the sublimation state of the fusion of these two energies, the deterrent power from the bloodline alone is the same as that. The shock force will make him unable to move and completely lose his ability to fight. The power of God catalyzes the power of blood in the body, allowing him to evolve to a higher realm and level twice, which makes it seem that Reg does not have so much suppressing power on him in terms of blood. Otherwise, even a high-level bloodline power like the legendary Super Saiyan would be overwhelmed by Reg. What's wrong? Your counterattack seems to be getting weaker and weaker. Hurry up and use your strength to counterattack me. In a harsh roar, Reg's offensive became more and more fierce and fierce. The speed became faster and faster, and the attack of the fist became more and more fierce. Every move was brewing with destructive power and impact, and within just a few dozen rounds, Bergette was defeated steadily. Bergette, who was forced to defend, had fist marks of different sizes all over his arms and upper body, and the stinging pain that pervaded his body made him take a deep breath. If it weren't for the strength of his body and the power of God to protect his body, half of these attacks would be enough to knock him down. What are you thinking? With a grin, a scarlet light flashed in Reg's eyes, and in the next second, he turned into an aurora and shot out violently, with a powerful fist at Bergette. Hit the chest. The unavoidable Bergette put her hands in front of her and stood firm, her energy shield forming an indestructible defense. Bang! A deafening roar spread out in the space, and the shock wave visible to the naked eye spread rapidly as if to subvert everything. The powerful blow carried energy enough to destroy everything and spread to Bergette's body, and the terrifying impact made Bergette's body lose control and flew out like a cannonball. Reg, who easily knocked Bergette out, was full of contempt and disdain in his eyes. The enemy is very powerful, yes, but there is still a certain difference compared to him. Advertisement. It seems that that's all. The power of Super Saiyan's 5th order power fusion is really amazing, but under the power of Saiyan's own blood, it still doesn't look good. 35 is moving his wrists, and Reg is very disdainful. Said. This battle, in his opinion, was won by himself. From the beginning of the battle to the present, his breath has been continuously rising, and as time goes by, he will become stronger and stronger. And what about Bergette? From the beginning of the battle to the present, there is no particularly outstanding improvement in his breath. In Reg Carl, this level of strength is already his limit. Suddenly, Reg noticed something was wrong. At the position of his heart, there was a sudden convulsion and a sharp pain. The hysterical colic spread from the heart to the whole body. Pain. Unimaginable pain. Damn. The time to maintain the 6th level of Super Saiyan is running out. My body can't maintain this state all the time. Gritting the teeth, Reg used his own strength to forcibly suppress the severe pain in the position of the heart. The transformation of Super Saiyan's 6th order transformation is different from any transformation in the past. It is true that this powerful power seems to have no bounds. However, the consequence of using this powerful power is to pay a price, and it did not take long for him to break through this state, and cannot achieve 100% adaptation and control, which is completely different from the previous level of Super Saiyan at the 5th level. The side effects of Super Saiyan's 6th order, he has not been able to remove it 100%, the side effects of this form still exist. Kaka. The bones of the whole body creaked. Reg was terrifying, the muscles of his body swelled from time to time, and the blue veins were terrifying like a dragon circling here. His fierce gaze locked on Bergette, who had stopped her body in the distance. I secretly made up my mind that it must be done quickly. At this moment, Bergette, who was knocked away by him thousands of meters away, managed to stabilize her body that was flying upside down. The tingling sensation in his arms made him tremble. Good guy, that blow just now was really ruthless. The brutality and violence of the 6th stage of Super Saiyan have been brought out by you 100%. Bergette took a deep breath, and the power of God accelerated in him. swimming in the body, because the internal injuries formed by the battle are also repaired by this profound power of God. Phew. The internal injury was fully repaired, and Bergette's pale complexion also returned to rosy. Raising his head, his attention fell on Reg again, and the other's physical condition was a bit beyond his expectations. It's just the injuries he suffered in the battle, he shouldn't be so embarrassed. Could it be that? Bergette guessed something. So it turns out, Super Saiyan 6th order transformation, you didn't take too long to break through, you can only use it roughly and can't maintain it for a long time. While this form brings powerful combat power, it is also counteracting your body. Bergette saw at a glance what kind of embarrassing situation Reg was in. Powerful power often comes at a price. Advertisement. Reg is very strong, yes, but the price of this strength is not something that this body can withstand now. Hehe. If you can maintain this state for a long time, maybe it will bring me a lot of fun, but now it seems that the playtime is over, and it is time to let this battle come to an end. Now that Reg has run out of oil lamps, Bergette doesn't want to continue wasting time with him. He's about to come up with something real. In the next second, his mind moved, the power of space law was mobilized by him, and the ability to jump in space was activated. Bergette crossed the distance of a kilometer in an instant and appeared in front of Reg. Facing the sudden appearance of Bergette, Reg's expression remained unchanged, as if he had expected this scene. How embarrassing. Can't you even fully grasp your own power? Bergette teased. Humph. As you can see, I haven't been able to fully grasp the full power of this form, and every minute and second of maintaining this state is a huge burden on my body, just like doing it in a vacuum state. Same with anaerobic exercise, but, if you think that's my limit. You're so wrong. Suddenly, Reg's facial expression became hideous, and a will to see death was shown by him, and he roared, for the battle. I can give up everything. Even my own life doesn't matter, for the name of the strongest Saiyan. I would give everything. Ha 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 ha, alas. Lu Zhen, roaring, and stimulating the potential of the body with the maximum power, let him deeply liberate Super Saiyan's 6th order again energy pool. Boom. The desperate Reg stimulates the energy pool in the body beyond the limit, and liberates the energy of the 6th level of Super Saiyan. Now he has become more powerful than before, and the energy storm is also unexpectedly terrifying. Forced to distance himself from close-range Bergette, he sees what Reg's move means. Katakana middle dot katakana middle dot ask for flowers katakana middle dot katakana middle dot. Have you risked your life for victory? You are a respectable warrior, but a foolish opponent. In Bergette's eyes, Reg was overdrawing his own vitality and fighting force and bursting into energy. Almost in an instant, the space under Reg's feet shattered, his speed was beyond imagination, and even Bergette cast an unbelievable gaze. Not afraid of crazy opponents, but afraid of lifeless monsters. Point 0. At this moment, Bergette's breath was greatly reduced, and the combat power also dropped rapidly, as if Reg's fatal blow had already decided the winner. However, this punch was cleverly dodged by Reg and revealed a fatal flaw. Bergette raised her hand against the expanding storm of breath. In the next second, Reg, who had turned into a purple gold light, had already attacked. Bergette's hand subconsciously covered her forehead, but Reg had a fatal flaw. The purple gold aura poured out from Reg's body, turning into a huge tornado, superimposing layers upon layers in the space, setting off waves of storms. Bang! Sounded loudly. The unspeakable pain made Bergette's facial expression distorted, and the blue veins on her forehead bulged, as if she had been devastated by some horror. Advertisement. No matter how hard his body is, in the face of such a fierce attack, with no flaws, Bergette's body is a little bit overwhelmed. The space caused layers of waves due to this impact, and the deadly purple gold ore gathered at one point and burst open in an instant. Bang, pound, bang, pound, bang, pound, bang, pound, bang, pound, bang, pounds, boom, pounds. Continuous fist explosions spread throughout the space. This continuous, all-out fatal blow, from many different directions, poured onto Bergette's body. Damn, can't use strength. The heavy blow to the abdomen made Bergette temporarily lose control of his body, and now, he can't even move a finger. Just use this trick. Let's end it. The purple gold arrogance bloomed, and with Reg's high-pitched roar, the knee of destruction that gathered all of Reg's strength fell. In front of me who gave up everything, you will have no chance of winning. There was a fierce cold in his eyes, and Reg's whisper sounded in Bergette's ear. So fast. Bergette jumped, subconsciously taking a defensive stance. Unknown powerhouse. You don't want to die so easily. Let me, who may die at any time, enjoy a little longer. 27 roared, and Reg's legs slammed into the void. Leap. Enough. Bergette, who was furious in her heart, let out a roar, seized the slightest flaw in Reg's attack, turned from defense to offense, and hit Reg's face with a full blow. He thought that this outburst of Reg was his limit, however, it turned out that Saiyan must not use common sense to speculate. This time, Bergette suffered a fatal attack, and a black blood spurted out of his mouth. With a muffled sound of bang, Reg's knees were deeply embedded in Reg's abdomen. In just a split second, Bergette's body suffered hundreds of consecutive fatal blows. Taking advantage of the victory, Reg exploded at full speed, tearing open the space and grabbing Bergette's flaws with a final strike. The momentum of the breath is constantly expanding, and the range that can be affected is also becoming larger and larger. Time seemed to stand still, and Reg's destructive fist was embedded in Bergette's belly. Increased vigilance, always on the alert for that desperate Reg. There was a deadly sense of crisis in the cells of the whole body, and Bergette's heart tightened. Reg rushed towards Bergette in an instant, his fists gathered the terrifying destructive power that could shatter everything, and gave up everything to launch a fatal blow to Bergette. In almost an instant, Reg's breath intensity surpassed the peak of the 13th dimension, and initially entered the level of the 14th dimension. In the next second, the power exploded, and Bergette rushed towards the height of 10,000 meters like a shooting star. PFF'd. There was a muffled sound of bang. Chapter 184 One Kick, Starburst. Open black lens bracket subscription close black lens bracket. Previous chapter. Next chapter. Advertisement. And Reg's true power is now really about to explode. In the roar, the energy condensed by Reg's right leg became more and more terrifying and terrifying. As his leg moved, the terrifying energy also poured out instantly. Breakout. The sound of boom sounded in the space, and the airwaves visible to the naked eye ripped apart the surrounding space with unstoppable terrifying destructive power. Bergette's body, with the thunderous roar of this life, turned into a rocket that penetrated the Earth's atmosphere and went straight to universe. But it's not over yet. The speed of Bergette's body flying backwards in the universe is not only not decreasing but also accelerating. The energy in the abdomen has not dissipated for a long time, and the severe pain that goes straight to the soul makes Bergette miserable. It's so heavy. Damn. Can't stop. Finding that her body was controlled by that indescribable force, Bergette tried hard to regain control of her body, but found that she couldn't move at all. His body slammed into the moon. I thought that the power of this blow, after being neutralized by Bergette's body, would at most only leave a bottomless huge gap on the moon. But what I didn't expect was that, boom, in the universe space, an earth-shattering terrifying explosion was transmitted. Layers of devastating aftermath superimposed, as if to shred the space, terrifying and terrifying. The entire moon was blown to pieces the moment it was hit by Bergette's body. One hit. Destroy the star. 23. On the Earth. Reg, who used all his strength to take out the strongest blow, gasped for breath, and a large amount of cold sweat fell on his forehead. At this moment, bloodstains appeared around his strong muscles, and the blood vessels had split in the muscles. His body twitched non-stop, and the unspeakable pain spread throughout his body, making his breathing rhythm difficult and the tingling unbearable. He took out the power beyond the limit and replaced it with a huge price that almost took his life. My limit. Is this the end? Trembling all over, Reg was unwilling to be devoured by this force. This is his own power. He is the master of this power, not the slave of this power. Stop for me. Another roar. Reg tried his best to suppress the violent blood in his body and force it to calm down. Under his desperate suppression, the power of the bloodline that was about to burn finally calmed down, and at this moment, Reg had finally reached a critical point. Breathing heavily, Reg fell from the sky, and he fell on the ground powerless and couldn't move a bit. As Reg fell to the ground, his form maintenance had reached the limit, and the state of the 6th stage of Super Saiyan collapsed and returned to normal. Advertisement. Right now, he is in a weak stage, and even a warrior who has reached the 9th dimensional level has the ability to kill him. It's a hardy battle. I didn't expect that there are warriors in this time and space who can make me do my best. The result of this battle makes me very satisfied. I won. 35 Greg grinned, feeling extremely confident in his own destructive blow just now. That move was a nirvana he had never used before, and it was enough to beat the whole person into blood. He didn't think Bergette had the possibility of surviving after taking it head on. Even if you are lucky enough to survive, you will definitely be half paralyzed and fall into a state of near death. What he didn't know, however, was that Bergette wasn't as bad as he thought. So far, Reg has shown his true skills, while Bergette is far from showing his true fighting power. Located in Satan's mansion in Satan City, all the Z warriors gathered together and looked at the scene in the sky that looked like the end of the day in astonishment. Son Goku and Vegeta also came out of their coma with Whis treatment. They had all seen the scene when Bergette was kicked out of the earth by Reg. This power. How is that possible? A pea-sized cold sweat fell on his forehead, and Son Goku was shaking all over. That Bergette, who was invincible in the world at the Power Conference, would be suppressed, and might even be killed by Reg. What kind of existence is this person who claims to be Vegeta's brother? The 6th level of Super Saiyan, is this the pinnacle of Saiyan's bloodline? A realm that even that Bergette can't achieve. Vegeta's eyes were dull and confused. Saiyan's own bloodline power is the power he has always pursued. Just before that, he chose the path of cultivating the power of God. Now, Vegeta is very regretful in his heart. If his tail is still there, relying on his own talent, he will definitely be able to enter the realm of the 5th level of Super Saiyan. This is the confidence that he brings to him as a Saiyan royal bloodline. He was in a complicated mood right now, because a word from Reg was lingering in his mind. The power of the bloodline is Saiyan's dignity and everything to Saiyan. He gave up the power in the bloodline, and now he is Saiyan's shame. No one understands how complicated Vegeta's inner activities are. I can't feel Bergette's breath, that Reg's breath, is still there. I'm afraid, this time the winner is really decided. Piccolo tentatively guessed. The shock Bergette brought at the power conference is still fresh in his memory. However, just such a strongest fighter has now been eliminated by another Saiyan. Although this is an unbelievable thing, after all, the facts are defeated in front of them, and they can't believe it if they don't want to. Goku, Vegeta, since Bergette isn't sure where she's going now, but Reg's aura is still there. Why don't you two fuse? The power of a single unit is hard to deal with Reg, and you will definitely win after fusion. At this time, in of all the Z warriors, Krillin proposed. Now is such a great opportunity, don't miss it. Reg was in a weak period, Son Goku and Vegeta fused together, and if Vegeta appeared again, their odds of winning would be 100%. Fusion. Now is a great opportunity. But. Son Goku hesitated a bit at the mention of fusion. Advertisement. Taking advantage of others is not their Saiyan style. Reg's breath is very weak, so weak that Son Goku thinks that he only needs to use the blue power of Super Saiyan God to kill him. Fusion's words would be too risky. Moreover, the identity of the other party is not simple. It is Vegeta's brother. If it is fusion like this, can Vegeta agree? Don't be kidding. I said as early as the power conference, I will never fuse with Kakarot. This oath, I will not break it again. No matter what, it is impossible to fuse with him. To Son Goku's hesitation, Vegeta was so determined, he made up his mind that he would rather die than fusion with Son Goku. This is his attitude. Vegeta's answer made everyone feel that fusion was out of the question, because they all knew Vegeta's temperament, which has always been the kind of one of a kind. Since he did not agree with fusion, no amount of persuasion would be successful. I'm afraid it's too early to judge the outcome of the outcome. Gods of Destruction Beerus said in this tense atmosphere. His words made everyone turn their attention. Different from other people's vision, Gods of Destruction Beerus has lived for too long and has seen a lot of things, his eyes are very vicious. This battle will never come to an end so easily. That Bergette, on the surface, seemed to be in danger of dying, but in reality, the other party was far from exerting all his strength. The terrifying power radiated invisibly at the power conference at that time was far more terrifying than it is now. That guy must still have hidden combat power that is not used. Don't judge the outcome of the battle prematurely. After all, he is the champion of the power tournament. From the beginning of the battle to the present, Bergette-san is far from showing his true skills. Just watch it carefully. Whis to everyone explained. How can the champion of the power conference be defeated so easily? Even the fallen angels have two dead at Bergette's hands, just one Reg, what kind of climate has it become? Whis' words have already told everyone the answer, how could angels' vision be something mortals like them could doubt? Since Whis is so sure, the only thing that is certain is that Bergette is not dead. This battle, still in progress, is not over as they see it. It can even be said that the real good show has only just begun. In a different space, Fu looked at the moon that was smashed by Bergette's body, and was even more shocked. Reg's power far exceeded his expectations. Super Saiyan 6th Order. It's an unimaginably powerful force. I didn't expect you to enter such a state, Reg, and I didn't notice it at all. I have to say, you are really hiding deep. Fu pushed his glasses and said very fearfully. This power has exceeded his imagination, and can even bring him a fatal threat. From the very beginning, this Reg had the ability to kill him, but the other party kept it hidden and hid the transformation of the 6th Order Super Saiyan. Advertisement. However, let him hide it as he pleases, today is destined to be his last deadline. There was no suspense in this fight from the start. Reg was able to force Bergette to take out the Super Saiyan 5th Order, Fusion Super Saiyan Blue 3rd Order, and Boundary Break, which he didn't expect. The data collected today and the distorted energy of time and space have far exceeded his expectations. Such a huge amount of energy and the battle data of Bergette and Reg are almost collected. When you go back to the experiment later, you can try to integrate all these data into the body. I wish you good luck, Reg, but according to your temperament, I am afraid it will be difficult to survive from that man's hands. Fu said, withdrew his ability, and pulled out his matching knife from his waist and aimed it at the man behind him. Different space is a cut. Single quote comma comma exclamation mark single quote. The time-space tunnel was cut out by him. Fu entered the time-space tunnel without looking back, completely leaving this time-space. He can't stay here any longer. The data and purpose of the experiment have been achieved. He also guessed the final result. Reg's life or death has nothing to do with him. Now, it's time for him to prepare for the next step. Located in the universe, on top of a fragment of the moon. The dying Bergette lay on the rubble, his abdomen was almost completely penetrated, and all aspects of his body suffered a devastating blow. However, his consciousness still exists, and his consciousness is very clear at the moment, and he can't see that this is a body consciousness that is on the verge of collapse. It's a terrifying blow. I almost destroyed my body. It's a pity that you, who didn't touch the power of the law, are still ants after all, but thanks to this battle with you, I have a deeper relationship with you. With a certain attainment, he muttered to himself, the space around Bergette suddenly became weird, and a speed visible to the naked eye was distorted and reversed. The surrounding space, as if affected by some force, began to slowly recover, including the moon that was smashed into pieces by Bergette's body, and it also recovered. This power is not the law of time, but the law of reality. In the true sense, the law of omnipotence. As long as you think in your mind, you can achieve it. With the restoration of the moon, Bergette's body is now back to normal, back to its peak. Physical condition is back to its best, with Bergette moving. It's okay. There's nothing uncomfortable. The laws of reality are really perverted, even if my body is destroyed, but I can't die. Just one thought can affect everything, including this world. I can't imagine. If the power is mastered to the extreme, how strong will it be? Bergette muttered to herself as she moved her body. The next second, he took a firm footing on the moon, and his eyes locked on the position of Reg on the Earth. With a loud bang of boom, there was a huge destructive turmoil in the universe space. The first half of the moon suddenly collapsed, forming a huge and cracked abyss. Chapter 185 The End of the Road. Reg blew himself up. Open black lens bracket subscription close black lens bracket. Previous chapter. Next chapter. Advertisement. Bergette accomplished something impossible with mortal power, using her own power to jump from the moon and back to Earth. With the collapse of the moon, Bergette also headed towards Earth at an astonishing speed. Earth. Leger, who fell to the ground, rested for a few seconds and then stood up. Although his current situation is very bad, it is not that he will lose his life. In his opinion, he has won this battle. It's a pity, such a powerful warrior finally died in my hands. This evenly matched battle ended with me slightly winning. 35 grinned, and Reg shook his head contemptuously. Now he, incomparably expanded inside. Because of this battle, his control over the 6th tier of Super Saiyan is even deeper. When his physical strength has returned to its peak state and he continues to practice after leaving this world, he is 100% sure that the side effects of the 5th order Super Saiyan will be eliminated. Are you so sure I'm dying at your hands? Bergette's voice suddenly came to Reg's mind. Nani. When the voice appeared, Reg was stunned. He never thought that Bergette would be safe. There was a loud noise of boom, and a terrifying beam of light that was enough to tear everything down fell from the sky. In front of Reg. The ground beneath his feet collapsed instantly, and Reg almost fell to the ground without standing still. The blow just now is not bad, but unfortunately the training is not enough. If you can fully master the power of the 6th order Super Saiyan, maybe it is possible to kill me. From the thick smoke in the midst of the rubble, Burger 14th walked out in an intact posture, and it was reflected in Reg's line of sight. When he saw Bergette's intact figure, Reg's eyes froze, with a ghostly expression. Withstood the devastating blow of his full strength, the moon landing kick. It was intact. Is this guy really Bergette? No, it can't be. You, how could you possibly be intact? My lore hit you 100% and you look like a no-brainer. How did you do it? Reg's eyes filled with blood, he glared at Bergette in front of him with gritted teeth. He had to get an answer anyway, he wanted to know exactly what Bergette had done. Didn't I say it? I was almost killed by you, and only survived with some small means. Although the blow just now was quite terrifying, it was the same thing, since it was yours. All the words, as an opponent, give you the respect you deserve, and I will kill you with all my strength. After speaking, Bergette's body suddenly poured out a dark evil spirit. At the moment when this energy emerged, Reg instinctively retreated backwards, and a look of surprise and astonishment appeared on his face. He knew exactly what power it was. Saiyan's evil heart. Same as those guys in prison Huoxing. This power comes from Saiyan's heart power. When he was in prison Huoxing, he did not master the method to control this power, but kept cultivating his own blood power. But now, the strength of Saiyan's evil heart strength displayed by Bergette has exceeded his expectations, and this kind of coercion far exceeds the monsters in the prison Huoxing. Advertisement. You actually mastered Saiyan's power of heart. Reg said with great vigilance. Recognize it. Yes, this is the evil force that originated from Saiyan's heart. Unfortunately, I control this force, instead of being a slave controlled by the force. Let you see what I look like when I exceed the limit, don't be frightened. With a chuckle, Bergette's eyes narrowed, and the energy in her whole body exploded in an instant due to his trend. White, dark blue, dark red, 3 different energies blended perfectly in an instant, running through the entire 7th universe, spreading throughout the 12 universe, and this terrifying coercion even spread to the Xeno Temple, which is not within the scope of the 12 universe. Reg was hit by this force at close range, and his body instantly flew out like a cannonball. Bergette's transformation begins. Since the end of the last power conference, he has never shown this special state, his strongest posture. The evil light, the power of the gods, the power of the blood, and the triple energy are perfectly blended, forming a black sphere with Bergette as the center. Single quote comma comma exclamation mark exclamation mark exclamation mark. In this black ball, several dazzling rays of light bloomed, and Bergette also entered the final transformation. Ha ah 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 ah. The cry from the soul resounded in the sky, and Bergette finally completed his transformation and entered his ultimate state. There are some subtle differences in his form now compared to before. At the same time as the body became stronger, the dazzling sapphire-like hair was rendered into blue and black, a blood-colored eyeshadow appeared at the corner of the eye, and the pupil also turned purple, and the whole person looked more invisible. Domineering and powerful. This is his true attitude. This feeling. It's been a long time, and it really released Saiyan's true nature. Clenching his fists, a bloodthirsty smile appeared on Bergette's face, and he could feel his fighting power is constantly expanding, as if there is no limit like far beyond his comprehension. The power of blood, the power of God, the power of heart. The chain reaction formed by the fusion of three different powers gave him the illusion that he could wipe out all in one thought. Super Saiyan Evil Eye Sublime. At this moment, Bergette, the combat power has entered the peak of the 14th dimension. It was only one step away from the 15th dimension where the true superior angel was. You know, this is just the Super Saiyan Evil sublimation state that has not been mastered 100% yet. Once Bergette really masters this form 100%, then all his stats and combat power will usher in an explosive growth. Maintaining the attitude of sublimation, Bergette suddenly turned into an aurora and disappeared in place, and when it reappeared, it was already in front of Reg. Reg, who had just climbed up tremblingly from the rubble, also showed disbelief when he saw Bergette's changed appearance. You. Surprised incoherently, Reg was taken aback by Bergette's new state. Advertisement. This is the first time to feel such a fatal crisis. That kind of crisis is not the target of blood, nor the difference in combat power, but the fear of life itself. Now Bergette seems to have transcended the word life. Don't make a fuss, I have never used my full strength since the beginning of the battle. Your lunar landing kick is terrible, but it's still too far to kill me completely. You have mastered beyond Super Saiyan. The 5th order Super Saiyan 6th order, and I have developed an alternative transformation. You can also call this transformation my Super Saiyan 6th order. This is, real strength. Bergette explained calmly to Reg. Different from the 6th order of Super Saiyan, the alternative of the 6th order of Super Saiyan. What kind of existence are you? What kind of existence? The more he continued, the more nervous he felt. The fear in his heart has been fully magnified at this moment, and his first feeling is that this Bergette is not Saiyan, he is something beyond Saiyan. His proud Super Saiyan 6th stage, even if he can't beat Bergette, he can't even inflict devastating injuries on the opponent. However, the only thing he cared about was Bergette in this form, and the coercion and fear brought him overwhelmed. Suddenly, a scarlet light flashed in Bergette's eyes. In the next second, with lightning speed, it was a heavy punch aimed at Reg's abdomen. There was a muffled sound of bang. Bergette's fist, fiercely embedded in Reg's abdomen, the terrifying smashing force concentrated on one point, and spread to Reg's whole body in an instant. Reg's eyes instantly changed from sluggishness to pain, and his body almost collapsed. PFF'd. Want to drag this world to be buried with you? Do you think I would make such a stupid mistake? He. With a sneer, Bergette used the energy of her own reality laws to teleport the area where he and Reg were to another world. The current Reg is only at the end of the shot. The 6th order Super Saiyan, transformed by the power of blood that is no longer suppressed, is powerful, but its stability is too poor. Because neither of them knew where Bergette and Reg were teleported. His breath began to become strange, and this strange power was constantly brewing, as if it was going to explode. Your limit ends here. The exhausted energy and the force of the bloodline that is forcibly stimulated will make you self-destruct. This battle, you lose. Bergette said these words, as if stimulated. The scar in Reg's heart completely humiliated him. No, I didn't lose. I definitely didn't lose. How could it be possible to lose here? Gritting his teeth, the furious Reg was as cruel as a goblin. The violent attack instantly caught Reg by surprise. Reg's numerous attacks contained murderous intent, as if a beast was about to tear its prey into pieces, as ferocious and violent. Single quote. Not to mention, the difference between the two of them is not even a single star. Advertisement. What's more, what makes Wiss more curious is that where Bergette will take Reg to, the other dimensional world will collapse the entire other dimensional world, and other universes will also bring devastating disasters to that place. In this world, nothing can contain the power of Reg's self-destruction. Bergette sensed something was wrong, and now Reg, out of control. There are several fist marks all over his body, and the heart-piercing pain makes him miserable. I'm going to kill you. Intrigued, Reg swung towards Bergette like a madman. His energy is uncontrolled, and once it explodes, not only the 7th universe will be blown into powder, but even the 6th universe connected to it will be blown to smithereens. Their sudden disappearance caused shock to everyone watching the battle in Satan's mansion. A single blow, just an understatement, made Reg completely incapacitated. His anger was even stronger than before. Even as a high-ranking angel, he couldn't track down Bergette's position, which shows how high the opponent's means are. Hau! The hysterical roar resounded through the sky, the majestic bloodline power was not restrained, and it completely entered the rampant mode. Reg's bloodline power was released, and now he looks more powerful and terrifying than before. The power of Super Saiyan's 6th tier is fully liberated at this moment. As there was a rhythm in the space, Reg and Bergette, who were in a rampant state to destroy everything, teleported out of the area multiple times. Hot blood spurted out of his mouth, his body twitched violently at this moment, and his body retreated uncontrollably. At this moment, he was enduring the severe pain that his body was on the verge of collapse. The anger made him no longer suppress the power of his bloodline. The violent bloodline power was pulled at this moment and erupted instantly, turning into a huge wave that swept all directions. Boom. With a loud noise. Bang. Pound. 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 Pound 203. Pound. 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 Turning from defense to attack, Bergette took the initiative to attack, with several consecutive punches towards Reg's body was hit. Such provocative words even annoyed Reg. But these attacks were of no use to Bergette. Every attack he made was perfectly avoided by Bergette, and he couldn't even touch the corner of Bergette's shirt. It's a real bet on everything to fight. The form also changed in an instant, turning into the 6th level of Super Saiyan. What's wrong? Is that all you have? So fragile that you can't even use the 6th Super Saiyan? Bergette said defiantly. Strange. Can't detect any spatial fluctuation. Whis was stunned. He tried to track down Bergette's location, but found that he was completely powerless. Chapter 186. This matter is over. 1 week later. Open black lens bracket subscription. Close black lens bracket. Previous chapter. Next chapter. Advertisement. Only Bergette herself knew where he had teleported Reg. That world belongs to him, and it is also the world he created. In the realm of nothingness. Reg was forcibly transferred into this world by Bergette, and at the same time, the world consciousness of no boundary also discovered Reg's sky-defying energy fluctuations, and his eyes were full of desire. This incomparably powerful energy was exactly what he expected and needed. Humph. Do you think that if you moved me to another place, you don't have to die? It's not a problem to blow 10 universes into pieces with the energy I've saved. Let's die together now. Ha 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 ha. Reg couldn't stop laughing. Now he has the determination to die. Super Saiyan's 6th order burst of energy can really do that, but Bergette has a way to subdue him. The law of reality, omnipotent, is not just talk. Do you really think I brought you here to prevent the power of your explosion from reaching the earth? You're not really stupid enough to think that a strong man like me has something to care about, right? Contempt appeared on his face with a smile. Bergette dismissed Reg's trump card. He transferred Reg to the boundless realm, not because he was afraid that the shock wave brought by the opponent's self-destruction would be too powerful, but because the boundless realm just needed energy. Especially the immature universe seed needs the nourishment of energy. Reg was so good, he wouldn't let it go. Huh, what do you mean? But it doesn't matter anymore. Along with this world, it will turn into clouds and disappear together. Reg felt extremely strange, but now he doesn't care. The energy has accumulated to the extreme, and it is time to explode. Boom. In the pitch-black realm of nothingness, a devastating light suddenly bloomed, dazzling, so dazzling and terrifying. World consciousness, you want to see when it's time to act. Bergette communicated with the consciousness of the unbounded without hesitation. As his voice fell, the world seemed to come alive and began to wriggle. The surrounding space changed, and small vortices emerged one after another, continuously extracting the energy that Reg had accumulated to the extreme, turning it into nutrients for the world. Ong. The purple-gold light brought by the explosion became more and more dazzling, but in the end, it became dim little by little. The energy has been extracted by the world consciousness and turned into nutrients in the center of this world. When the light of the explosion completely dissipated, Reg was stunned, his eyes were dull, and he looked at his body in disbelief. Advertisement. The explosive energy just now was fully extracted, so that he couldn't even maintain the state of the 6th level of Super Saiyan. What did you do? At this moment, Reg was finally afraid. An unprecedented fear surged in his heart, making him tremble, and the fear spread to his heart. Who is this man holy? It can diffuse his explosion silently, and it is still continuously extracting the energy in the body. It seems that there is no movement at all. I won't waste your value. Such a good material, turned into nutrients for my world. How? With a grin, Bergette raised her hand, and the power of the law surged frantically under his mind. Activate the ability of the law of reality. Reg's body was instantly controlled by Bergette, and under the shocked gaze of the other party, his body suddenly exploded, turning into an endless blood mist that floated in the space. The boundless space greedily absorbs Reg's blood and uses it as the nutrients for the universe tree. A generation of Super Saiyan's 6th-tier powerhouse, so easily perished in Bergette's hands. Originally, Bergette didn't intend to kill him, but Reg was too stubborn. No matter what kind of opponent he would kill him. Since you are not benevolent, you can't blame me for being unrighteous. You can't even leave a whole corpse for you, so just turn it into the nutrients of my boundless world without wasting any value. Exclamation mark. As Reg's body was completely swallowed by the boundless space, nothing was left, and at the deepest center of the boundless world, a dazzling light suddenly flashed. A mysterious force from the beginning of the world was liberated from the realm of nothingness. At the center of the chaos, something began to take root and gradually grew into a seedling. It quickly transformed into a growing tree. The tree of universe. Has finally come out. Bergette's eyes were solemn, but he knew what the cultivation of the tree of universe meant. Once the tree of universe appeared, it meant that the cultivation had been successful for the most part. Now, just wait and provide nutrients to this tree all the time, so that it can thrive and finally turn into a world. At this moment, a burst of information suddenly came from Bergette's mind. It was the consciousness of the unbounded realm telling him that now the world still needs something to truly turn into a world. So that's the case. Is there still so much missing? However, the most important thing now is my grasp of the power of the law of reality. Once this power is mastered to the extreme, the things you need will be within easy reach for me. Bergette now has a clear idea of what she needs right now, about the creation of the world. Things have to be put to the back. Now that the Tree of Universe has initially grown, it's time for his next plan. With a thought, Bergette leaves the realm of nothingness and returns to the real world. Advertisement. After returning to this chaotic city of Satan, Bergette decisively used the ability of the law of reality to restore the destroyed buildings and the people who died in the battle in a blink of an eye. The traces of the battle were completely erased because of this, and everything was restored to its original state. Time flies, and in the blink of an eye, a week or so has passed since Bergette fought Super 6 Reg. During this week, Bergette was invited by Vegeta to temporarily live in Vegeta's home. And, according to Vegeta's request, Bergette is teaching Vegeta Super Saiyan the 4th level transformation method. According to Bergette's teaching method, and Vegeta's own excellent fighting power, it is easy for him to master the 4th level of Super Saiyan. Gravity training indoor. As expected of the Prince of Saiyan, this talent is indeed second to none, and the 4th level of Super Saiyan is the most suitable transformation for you. Bergette looked at Vegeta, who was tired and still maintaining a beast-like Super 4 posture, involuntarily exclaimed. Being able to teach Vegeta to learn the 4th level of Super Saiyan, to be honest, he still has a sense of accomplishment in his heart. In the environment of 40,000 times the gravity, the ability to maintain the 4th stage of Super Saiyan for high-intensity training is enough to prove how strong Vegeta's foundation is. Hehe. I finally mastered Saiyan's own power, although this power is not much different from the power of Super Saiyan God, but I know his advantages. This kind of power inspired by my blood, it can be more handy to master, and the power used can become more perfect. The fist is clenched, now. Vegeta, indescribably excited. Since he mastered the transformation of the 4th level of Super Saiyan, coupled with the battle with Bergette, his mastery of this form has continued to increase, and the power he can exert has become more powerful and sturdy. That's true. Maybe it's because you are the blood of the Saiyan royal family, this power is more suitable for you, not like the power of God. But the power of God is not a crooked way. I don't suggest you give up that power, or, you can try to combine two different transformations and take a new path, Bergette said. I naturally know that the power of God that I have mastered long before the 4th level of Super Saiyan, I will not give up, and cultivate both energies together. This is the path I am pursuing now. Vegeta has now made it clear own path, know what your own direction is like. Bergette was also satisfied after getting his answer. He originally thought that Vegeta would make a stupid decision to give up the power of God that he had finally cultivated, and then concentrate on studying the blood power of the 4th rank of Super Saiyan. After all, once this power is used, the user will have a blind and arrogant illusion, wrongly thinking that his power is absolute in everything, and it is easy to lose himself in this surging blood power. It is also easy to become a puppet of this bloodline power. Apparently, Vegeta didn't make that mistake. Your current level 4 of Super Saiyan is just for preliminary use, or I'll do it to the end. I will explain the level division of level 4 of Super Saiyan carefully for you. Bergette intends to explain it to Vegeta once and for all. The 4th level of Super Saiyan is divided into how many levels? Advertisement. Super Saiyan Tier 4 classification. There was a look of doubt on his face, but Vegeta still had more expectations in his heart. In his mind he recalled the images from the Power Tournament. At that time Bergette was indeed showing the transformation of the 4th tier of Super Saiyan, but his 4th tier of Super Saiyan was different from all of them. The hair is bright red like Super Saiyan God. Drink. With a sullen voice, Bergette mobilized the 4th order energy pool of Super Saiyan in her body. In just a blink of an eye, he went from his normal state to the 4th order black-haired state of Super Saiyan. This is the 4th level of Super Saiyan just like you, and it is also what it looks like after entering the 4th level of Super Saiyan. Next, eyes condensed, a bright red breath spurted out of Bergette's body. In an instant, Bergette's combat power value increased explosively, and her aura became a bit stronger than before. It also became more majestic and scorching hot. If it wasn't for Bergette's restraint, such an overwhelming aura would be enough to raise the earth to the ground in an instant. However, even though Bergette had withdrawn most of the power into her body, Vegeta could still feel that the current Bergette was so dangerous that she could send a warning signal all over his body. This state, I call it Super Saiyan, which has surpassed the 4th order limit of Super Saiyan, can also be called the peak of Super Saiyan's black hair. Although this state has not changed much from the previous one, the strength of the displayed combat power is far it's not comparable before, but you should be able to see how much difference there is in it. Bergette asked tentatively. Vegeta, with her own experience and savory eyesight, quickly discovered the difference. The same appearance, but the body can hold more breath. Moreover, the quality of the breath has changed, and the strength of the body has also been improved to a certain extent. With keen insight, I found out what is the difference between the state of the 4th order black hair peak of Super Saiyan compared with the previous one. You are right, this is the full state of the 4th order black hair of Super Saiyan. In terms of strength, it can only be compared to Super Saiyan God at most, and it is far less than Super Saiyan Blue. So, next, here we are. The second realm of the 4th level of Super Saiyan. Saying that, Bergette clenched her fists and cut into the Super Level Saiyan 4th order red hair peak state. The breath of the whole body sublimated in an instant. Bergette's black hair was also rendered bright red, and his combat effectiveness was more than doubled. This is the 4th level of Super Saiyan you showed last time. Feeling the power of this energy, Vegeta had an answer in his heart, and at the same time he had his own goal. The energy of the fourth level of Super Saiyan can turn out to be so powerful and so terrifying. The transformation alone, I am afraid it is no less than the Super Saiyan blue color, right? This form, I call it the fourth order red hair of Super Saiyan, belongs to the fourth order Super Saiyan with the same level as Super Saiyan blue. It's not that great. 33 Bergette explained to Vegeta with a confident smile on her face. It's true. If I could have discovered this power earlier, I'm afraid it will not only enter the fourth level of the red-haired Super Saiyan. Vegeta secretly observed the red-haired Super Saiyan while feeling regret and unwillingness. The fourth order difference. This form is very similar to Super Saiyan God in appearance, but the breath is fundamentally different. Chapter 187 Undercurrents are surging, targeting Bergette's crisis. Open black lens bracket subscription close black lens bracket. Previous chapter. Next chapter. Advertisement. Super Saiyan's fourth order red hair peak. This form is a transformation that is at the same level as Super Saiyan blue. After practicing to the extreme, Saiyan's blood power can be further liberated and enter a new state. Bergette didn't want to explain too much. The next second, his eyes narrowed, and the majestic energy spewed out of his body like a tsunami. An incomparably deep, dazzling breath like a red gem, blooming with Bergette as the center, the vast power seems to tear the space here. This is. Vegeta's pupils shrank suddenly, as if seeing something impossible. This form is different from the general Super Saiyan fourth order red hair peak state. However, the power and energy contained are dozens of times that of the fourth order red-haired peak of Super Saiyan. He felt that this power was extremely terrifying. Boom. A layer of crimson air spread, and Bergette's breath exploded in an instant. His combat power skyrocketed in an instant, and the red aura blasted Super for Vegeta several meters away. This aura was barely stabilized under Bergette's control. At this moment, Bergette's state is the same as that of ordinary Super Saiyan's fourth order red hair, but the color of his hair has changed from bright red to a dazzling crimson like a gem, which is terrifying that people can't feel. This state is the fourth level of Super Saiyan, the boundary breakthrough. It is also the ultimate of the fourth level of Super Saiyan. In terms of level, it should be at the same level as your Super Saiyan Dark Blue evolution. Bergette explained. So that's it, the fourth level of Super Saiyan. The boundary is broken. Muttering to himself, Vegeta already has the answer in his heart, and now he is clear about the power and terror of the fourth level of Super Saiyan. It turns out that this fourth level of Super Saiyan has so many stages, and each transformation is a leap of realm. It is hard to imagine how terrible the fifth level of Super Saiyan will be. A week ago, Reg's Super Saiyan 5th stage was so overwhelming that he couldn't even breathe. The extreme fear that originated from his own bloodline was still vivid in his mind. If one day he can evolve to a level that is comparable to the fifth level of Super Saiyan 207, does that mean that, as Saiyan, he has completely entered the peak state? The realm above this is the fifth level of Super Saiyan. I believe you have the answer in your own heart, so I won't give you too much explanation. Saying that, Bergette lifted the Super Saiyan's fourth level boundary breakthrough state. I have seen so many things today, are there so many levels in the fourth tier of Super Saiyan? I wonder if my bloodline power will evolve to that level, will it give birth to the gods in my body? Power evolution, jumped into the third level of Super Saiyan Blue. Clenching his fists, Vegeta grinned. In his heart, he was full of longing for his future. Not to mention, this question also popped into Bergette's mind. At the beginning, his Super Saiyan Tier 5 was transformed and promoted by the catalysis of the power of God. So, Vegeta does the opposite and uses the power of blood to catalyze the power of God. Will it be promoted to the fifth level of Super Saiyan, a higher level? If it is really possible, this is not a good way to break through and get the best of both worlds. Makes sense, but it's up to you to try, Vegeta, Bergette said. Advertisement. Of course, I know it myself. Vegeta laughed. At the same time, in the dark world that is diametrically opposed to this world, there are some souls who have been defeated by Bergette, unable to hold back their breath. Dark world, located in the realm where the fallen angels are. After being reshaped and created by the power of countless laws, the second person in this world who has mastered the laws of reality except Bergette, the fallen angel Gas. Reborn. Who, are you finally resurrected? The power of the soul poured into the body, and Gas was reborn with a new attitude. He is a strong body reshaped by the power of multiple different laws, and now he will be more perfect and more sturdy than before. Of course, the premise is that he can 100% adapt to his current body. He could feel the power surging in his body, and the power of the law of reality he mastered seemed to have become more proficient after the last experience. Gus, who had recovered his body, turned his eyes, landed on the dark space, and said, "Come out, what can you do to me?" 35. As expected of Mr. Gas, I was discovered by you just when I arrived. At this time, an unexpected person walked out from the darkness. This person's body and face are exactly the same as Bergette. The only difference with Bergette is that he exudes a strange and depraved evil spirit. Is he the Bergette of this dark world? No, he's not Bergette. He is a fallen angel. Did you get a brand new body? It's the same as that mortal body. The fallen angel Gas muttered to himself, and at the same time, there was a hint of killing intent in his eyes when he looked at the body. Bergette, the mortal, was the mortal he hated the most. It was precisely because of this human being who came out to disrupt the situation and sneak attack from behind that made him lose his original body, if it wasn't for the last adult to take action. I am afraid that he is really going to die. And the fallen angel Gas at the moment also saw who the owner of this body was. Fallen angel Martinu, who fell just like him. After the opponent's body was destroyed, he did not choose to reshape it with the power of law, but went directly to get a Saiyan body exactly like Bergette. I can't find any suitable body, and suddenly I think that his body is quite good, although it is a great shame that you chose a mortal body for the fallen angel. But I have to prove one thing. Mortals are always mortals, the same body can show completely different effects under the drive of different souls. The hatred of Bergette in the heart of fallen angel Martinu has been deeply imprinted in his soul. He's really trying to prove that he's far ahead of Bergette in the same physical condition. So, do you want to use this body to avenge that mortal? His eyes narrowed, and the fallen angel Gas grasped a crucial point. You were rescued from the hands of Grand Priest and Bergette with great difficulty, and now you have the idea of revenge, isn't it your own death? Advertisement. He knows the power of Bergette, the laws of reality are omnipotent, and no one knows this better than him. Even if you have Bergette's Saiyan body, you may not be able to do that. If Martinu were to die, it would be another tragic loss for these fallen angels. It is equivalent to eating all the hardships that I have eaten before. Don't worry, are you worried that my combat power is not as good as that guy? Don't underestimate the fallen angel's soul, he is just a mere mortal, and happens to have a body that can evolve infinitely. Under the same body, the mere deity, it's not worth mentioning in front of me. Fallen angel Martinu saw what the scruples in fallen angel Gast's heart were, but nothing could stop him from taking revenge, and now he thinks he is ahead of Bergette very long Bebeth realm. With the power of depravity at his disposal, coupled with the substantial increase in strength brought by this Saiyan body, he can be 100% sure that his combat power is far superior to Bergette's. What if the other party has mastered the omnipotent reality law? After all, it is a preliminary grasp of that power, and it is far from being omnipotent in the true sense. Are you sure? Fallen angel Gas asked vigilantly, frowning. He didn't want to have too much influence on the master's plan, but for Bergette's disgrace, he had to get rid of it. That goddamn Saiyan, now he's pissed off. Don't worry, I have already evolved to a level that surpasses my deity. During the period when you are still adapting to the new body, I have developed all the potential of this body. Now I am not afraid of it. Everything. 35 Fallen Angel Martino said with great confidence. If you want to leave this dark world, in addition to getting the permission of the adult, you must get the permission of Gas. After all, he is the no-2 character other than that adult. Almost, apart from that lord, in this dark world, only he has the final say. I hope it's really like what you said, don't cause me trouble, otherwise it will be difficult for me to explain clearly to that lord. Do you understand what I mean? Fallen Angel gasped, gave Fallen Angel Martinu gave a warning look. At the same time, this is also his bottom line. If the Fallen Angel Martinu promises that he can do it, it will be fine for him to go out and act. The soldier who survived from the destroyed future can also be called the only hopeful soldier, Trunks. Huo Xing, the prison at this moment, has ushered in a big change. Prison Huo Xingzong. Although this is somewhat hasty, but it can also meet his plan. That Trunks is now living in a certain time and space, and he happens to have the coordinates where Trunks lives. Let's go then. Don't let me down. After that, Fallen Angel Gas closed his eyes, agreeing to Fallen Angel Martinu's request. Suddenly, a bright light flashed in Fu's mind, and a figure also appeared in his mind. Located in Fair's laboratory. Advertisement. Otherwise, no matter how good the data is, it is waste to him. And, it's time for him to start a whole new project. But what is the way to take them over? At this moment, Fu is observing the evil Saiyan Champa who was imprisoned in the volcanic area through his own instruments. He had no idea what stupid decision he had just made. As ordered, bowing respectfully to Gast's position, the fallen angel Martinu stepped back and disappeared into the darkness. Don't worry, leave it to me. I will not disappoint your expectations. With a hideous smile on his face, the fallen angel Martinu swore to assure Champa, as the experimental guinea pig, was the first to instill these data into the subjects of fusion. At present, the plan to prepare energy has been completed halfway. After all, not long ago, there was a Super Saiyan 6th Order Reg and the powerful energy released when he fought with Bergette, far exceeding the sum of the energy he had collected in the past. That Bergette, he will kill it too. On the other hand, Fu didn't want the prison Huo Xing to be destroyed so easily. In this case, it is too inconsistent with his style of behavior, and he is not a warrior, he is a behind-the-scenes manipulator who controls everything. Is it impossible to force Son Goku and Vegeta to be thrown in here by force? It's been a week since the last experiment and he's collected all the data on the 6th rank of Reg Super Saiyan, as well as the battle data on Bergette. There will definitely be changes after waking up. After all, he also has to ensure that the data is stable and will not have too much impact on his body. At this moment, a conspiracy from the fallen angels against Bergette begins. On the one hand, it was Fu in order to enhance the prison Huo Xing's ability to absorb energy. Why don't use Trunks as bait to seduce Son Goku and Vegeta? A strange smile appeared on his face, and Fu already had his own plans in his heart. It not only strengthens the firmness of the planet, but also transforms the planet to be more suitable for living organisms to survive. At this moment, the evil Saiyan Champa has been in a coma for a long time, and is being transformed a little by him to improve his combat power. At the same time, Fu also has his own abacus in his heart. Should he take over some fighting protagonists from a certain time and space? No matter which time and space Son Goku and Vegeta are in, they are not fuel-efficient lamps, let alone Son Goku and Vegeta who have mastered the power of God and are very skilled. If you don't want any way to lure them over, I'm afraid it won't work at all. Does not belong to any parallel space-time. It can't affect his heart and thinking. Well, the progress of the experiment has been completed 90%. Tomorrow Saiyan will be able to wake up this evil Champa. I am very optimistic about you. After all, apart from Reg, you are this prison the strongest Saiyan warrior on Huo Xing. Pushing his glasses, Fu showed a conspiracy successful smile. Chapter 188 Weird Time and Space Cracks. Open black lens bracket subscription close black lens bracket. Previous chapter. Next chapter. Advertisement. Immediately decided on this plan in his heart, Fu immediately took action, using his strange accessory knife to slash across the space, cutting a bottomless abyss. And the end of that hole is exactly the other side of the time-space tunnel, and the connection is exactly the time-space of his target person, Trunks. I'm sorry, Rodnanks. Originally, this incident could not involve you, but there is no way. You are a sinner who has traveled through time and space to rewrite history many times. As a sinner, you have to be punished a little. As soon as the voice fell, Fu rushed out of the time-space tunnel. Time passed again, and before you knew it, the second day had arrived. Yesterday, Bergette was still teaching Vegeta Super Saiyan 4th Order practice, and today, Bergette has left the Earth and went to other locations in the 7th universe. Through the power of space law, he can roam freely in the universe space without being affected in the slightest. His purpose is very simple. While roaming the 7th universe in search of differences, he is also looking for Cyril. After all, there are two very strange Dragon Balls on that planet. It is said that after making a wish, you can directly obtain the power of the first warrior of universe. This is also the plot of the Granola arc after Dragon Ball Super. He would like to see whether this so-called number one in the universe has a lot of water mixed in, or whether it is really the number one in the universe in terms of combat power. At the same time, it is located in a higher dimension, the Gods of Destruction world. Vegeta, the second male Saiyan, came to the Gods of Destruction world for a new round of cultivation after a long absence. Son Goku has been in the Gods of Destruction world since the end of the first battle of Reg and desperately hopes that Whis will teach him all the know-how of Ultra Instinct. But Whis can't do anything about it. Everyone's Ultra Instinct is different. Saiyan's Ultra Instinct is achieved through transformation, but their Angel's Ultra Instinct is free, anytime, anywhere, and the direction of the two is different. Son Goku must find the Ultra Instinct that suits him through his heart. Only in this way can he truly master his own transformation and walk out a path of his own. Vegeta's words are different. This guy, who has been taught by Bergette during this period, has initially mastered the power of the 4th level of Super Saiyan. Because of Bergette's departure, he came to the Gods of Destruction world, and his old friend Son Goku practiced together. After all, a person's cultivation effect is not satisfactory, and he will get twice the result with half the effort, but it is different if there is a rival. Just after the new round of fighting, Son Goku and Vegeta collapsed on the ground, gasping for breath. According to Whis, training intensity standard, the two of them can be tired to this point, which shows how effective their devilish training is. But when the two of them rested halfway, a mutation suddenly occurred. There was a sudden change in space, and then a time machine appeared out of thin air in the Gods of Destruction world. Whis and Saiyan's second young master immediately discovered the problem, and both turned their eyes and landed on this familiar time machine at the same time. A time machine? How could it be here? Son Goku said in disbelief with a frown. Advertisement. The next second, the switch on the top of the time machine was turned on, and immediately, Vegeta's daughter-in-law, Xiao Wu jumped down from it. Xiao Wu, how are you? Vegeta looked puzzled, not understanding why Xiao Wu suddenly returned to this time and space in a time machine. Dad, something is bad, Trunks. Trunks is gone. Before Vegeta could finish speaking, Xiao Wu hurried up to report to Vegeta what happened in their world. Trunks, gone. Trunks is gone. Xiao Wu, please speak slowly. There was news about Trunks again, which made Vegeta feel energized all of a sudden. It's like this. Dad, Xiao Wu recounted everything that happened. Son Goku and Vegeta listened intently, as if Trunks had been engulfed by a mysterious force and disappeared into another dimension. This situation left Vegeta and Son Goku overwhelmed. What the hell is going on? A mysterious force teleported Trunks out of that world. What the hell happened? Vegeta sensed that the matter was not simple, as if someone had put his mind on him on his son. This kind of thing made him feel very uncomfortable. But at this moment, a strange sound came from another space, and from a dark corner that was not noticed by people, Fu appeared. His sudden appearance shocked Kong Bei even more. Let me explain this matter. I know why Trunks disappeared, and I'm his friend. Fei said hypocritically. Trunks' friend. As soon as these words came out, everyone's eyes and attention turned to Fu, as if they wanted to see through him and see through him. Who was this stranger who suddenly appeared? How did he enter the world of gods of destruction? As Angel, Whis silently raised his vigilance, his eyes became strange, but he was well hidden and was not discovered. He had never seen Fa. In the entire 7th universe, there is no shadow of this person. He could see that Fu didn't belong to their 7th universe, no. To be precise, he didn't belong to this world. To be able to come to the gods of destruction world in such a strange and special way without anyone noticing, this is not something anyone can do, not even Son Goku and Vegeta can do it. This alone is enough to prove that this Fu's ability is not simple, and I am afraid that it far exceeds Son Goku and Vegeta. Introduce myself first, my name is F. You can call me by my name. Trunks is involved in a very troublesome matter, and I just got his information not long ago, and he is now in the location seems to be called Prison Huo Xing. Fu explained to himself. Such a crazy move makes people stunned. After all, there is a high-ranking angel here. He even dared to ignore the high-ranking angel, which shows how confident this person is. No one doesn't doubt this unpredictable guy, but they can't find anything suspicious. Prison Huo Xing. Never heard of it. Son Goku's expression was solemn, and he was always vigilant against Fu. The person in front of him was planning something, and he felt it. Advertisement. You said that Trunks is in Prison Huo Xing, how did you know? I'm afraid. Trunks' sudden disappearance has nothing to do with you, right? Her eyes narrowed, and Vegeta's face became very terrifying, his aura also became strange and gloomy, and the invisible killing intent attacked Fu's face head-on. Everyone can see that, Vegeta is angry, and she is really motivated to kill. Really, don't put on such a terrible appearance. I am also a friend of Trunks. If something happens to my friend, I will investigate this, which is only natural. Don't misunderstand my kindness. Ah, Fu was still performing to himself. His acting skills were very poor, but he couldn't find any flaws, giving people a feeling that he was planning something all the time. Seeing that Son Goku and Vegeta's killing intent is getting heavier, Fu doesn't intend to continue to delay. Prison Huoxing is an area that gathers the most ferocious and powerful prisoners in the universe. It is absolutely true that Trunks is there. Don't blame me for not reminding you. Kes may lose his life at any time. After speaking, Fu displayed his strange ability, and did not give others a chance to ask questions, and disappeared into a purple haze. They simply can't stop such actions. Damn bastard. The disappearance of Trunks must have something to do with him. But I can't say what is wrong. Vegeta felt extremely resentful, and Trunks' sudden disappearance would definitely unexpectedly, this father must do his best to save him. There is no way Vegeta, the disappearance of Trunks must have something to do with him, but we have to go to the prison Huoxing again, let's go and see what's real. Son Goku suggested. So far, that's all they can do. The man named Fu is very suspicious, Goku-san and Vegeta-san should be careful. Whis suggested before the others left. Don't worry Whis, our strength is not weak, even if we gather the strongest and fiercest prisoners in the universe, we will not necessarily lose, I am your apprentice. Son Goku smiled confidently. For flowers. Stop talking nonsense, Kakarot, let's go. 35 Vegeta is very anxious, and he doesn't want Trunks to have an accident. Right now, he just wanted to save Trunks quickly. Whis also gave Supreme Kai, who had been silent here, a look. Feeling Whis' eyes, Supreme Kai immediately understood. Xiao Wu-song, come here. Supreme Kai greeted Xiao Wu. Master Supreme Kai. How? Xiao Wu stepped forward with a puzzled look, only to see Supreme Kai took off her earring and handed it to Xiao Wu. This is a guarantee for you, go with Goku-san and the others, be careful. Supreme Kai instructed. This, I understand, Lord Supreme Kai. Xiao Wu nodded, her eyes became extremely firm. The next second, Son Goku, Vegeta and Xiao Wu left the Gods of Destruction world, followed the mark left by Fu and headed to the prison Huo Xing. Whis-san. The origin of that Fu is very complicated, can you see it? He is a bit like a person from the demon world, but he doesn't look like a person from the demon world. Supreme Kai asked Angel Whis beside him rode. Well, Supreme Kai sang, your feeling is not wrong. There is indeed a magic in that person. Even I can't see his origin. He should not belong to our time and space. Whis didn't hide it, he told the truth. Point 0. Huh, it doesn't belong to our time and space. Don't tell me. Supreme Kai's eyelids jumped, and an ominous premonition suddenly emerged in his heart. Advertisement. What will happen next? I am afraid it will be very bad. People who do not belong to this time and space are dangerous everywhere, and he must be prepared. Well, as you think, I'm afraid a conspiracy against Goku-san and Vegeta-san is about to start, but we don't have time to manage these things now. Lord Zeno has ordered all of us gods and angel to go immediately Temple of Zeno, Whis said with a serious look. Zeno was suddenly anxious for the gods, and there must be something very important to announce to everyone. They can't afford to delay. Well, hopefully Goku-san and Vegeta-san can handle themselves, we have to go, Whis. Supreme Kai urged. Let Whis wake up Gods of Destruction Beerus who was taking a nap. At the same time, Bergette's side. Bergette, who traveled in the 7th universe, relied on the energy of space law to travel in the universe space. Suddenly, he found a slender space-time crack in this dark universe. Huh, this is. Bergette, who was aware of it, immediately cast the power of space law and teleported to the space-time crack. Originally, he wanted to go to Cyril, but there was a very strange aura from this crack in time and space. This chi seemed to exist, but it also contained a strange suffocating chi and thick darkness. It fits the atmosphere of Saiyan's evil heart. Where is the end of this world? Interesting, there is such a big space-time crack in the 7th universe. It seems that compared to the 2 Dragon Balls of Cyril, these other space-times seem to be more interesting. 99 Bergette is very interested in this. The power of the law blesses the body. Bergette charges, and enters this special time-space tunnel from the edge of the space-time crack. The speed continued to increase, and the laws of space were layered upon layers, and Bergette traveled through time and space at the fastest speed. But this time-space tunnel seems to have no end. No matter how hard Bergette tries to shuttle, it seems to be standing still. There was a stalemate like this, and after an unknown amount of time, Bergette finally saw the end of the space-time tunnel. I found it. In Bergette's sight, a white light appeared, and at this moment Bergette was extremely sure that this light was the end of the time-space tunnel. The speed increased and the form changed. Bergette directly transformed from the normal state to the 5th stage of Super Saiyan. His speed superimposed the power of the law, which instantly increased hundreds of times. Exclamation mark exclamation mark exclamation mark exclamation mark exclamation mark. An aurora, perfectly traversing the people in the time-space tunnel. Chapter 189 The Robbery of Huo Xing in Prison. Open black lens bracket subscription close black lens bracket. Previous chapter. Next chapter. Advertisement. Passing through the end of the time tunnel, Bergette arrived in a whole new world perfectly. It's just that this world is a little different from the world he imagined. Similar to chaos, but also similar to the universe that has not yet been formed. Here, what is this place? Resolutely released the state of transformation, Bergette looked around with a puzzled expression. This world is a little different from the corresponding world in his mind. It looks like a world that was destroyed, and it also looks like a world that was created halfway through for some special reason, abandoned and reduced to waste. His eyes were confused, wandering in the world. Perception expanded, carefully feeling the difference in this world. However, no matter how his perception was expanded, there was no sign of a human being in his perception. It's a lifeless, abandoned world. Let me see this place, what I have experienced. Muttering to herself, Bergette mobilized the power of the law of reality with a single thought, and began to use the results of her practice of the law of reality during this period of time. The law of reality. Deduction. After saying that, Bergette scattered the energy of the law of reality into this world on the verge of collapse. As the power of the law of reality spreads rapidly, the world vibrates at a speed visible to the naked eye, becoming strange and impermanent. The light flickered, and everything that happened when the whole world was not destroyed appeared in front of his eyes. Bergette concentrated and watched carefully what was happening in the world. Originally, it was still a complete world, and there were many living beings with strange abilities in 210. Everything was presented in front of Bergette's eyes, allowing him to see the truth that this world was destroyed. In this flashback, Bergette also saw a monster that looked exactly like her. Who's that guy? Bergette was startled. He saw something that couldn't have happened. A guy who looks exactly the same as him, but has a completely different power. His wanton slaughter of the creatures of this world, turning all living bodies into energy and absorbing them into the body. Advertisement. That guy, not him. But he has the same strength and the same appearance as him. After stopping the game, Bergette's forehead dripped with cold sweat, and she had a premonition that something terrible was about to happen. There is a conspiracy against him, brewing in the dark. At the same time, a place is located at the junction of superspace and other time and space. This is the temporary location of Huo Xing's prison. Because of this plan, Fujian changed the position of Huo Xing in the prison and moved it to the junction between this piece of time and space. Son Goku and Vegeta followed the trail left by Fu, looking at the huge prison Huo Xing, full of longing in their hearts, feeling that something was wrong. This prison, Huo Xing, was blocked by countless huge iron chains to form a barrier, and several different planets were pulled together as a whole to form a very special domain world. Son Goku and Vegeta followed Fu's clues and guidance, and they entered the prison on an asteroid on Huoxing. The trio walked on the grass, their eyes were solemn, and they were always vigilant, not daring to relax in the slightest. This prison Huo Xing, after all, is a planet that gathers the most vicious, most powerful prisoners from different parallel time and space. He. The three of you are catching up. Otherwise, I would feel very distressed and say, Son Goku-san and Vegeta-san, your presence just fulfilled my plan. At this time, Fu suddenly appeared from the air, revealing a scheming smile. Fu, you guy, what are you brewing? What is your purpose to attract Vegeta and me here? Son Goku shouted at Fuku in the sky. Ha 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 ha. As expected of Son Goku-san, you have already seen through my thoughts, but unfortunately, Trunks is in my hands. You can come if you don't want to. Really, to tell the truth, Trunks was caught by me, and the purpose is to attract the two of you to take the bait. Fu clenched his fists and looked leisurely, and now he can be as proud as he wants. This face is really too bad. Sure enough, you bastard, what's the purpose of arresting Joe Trunks? What the hell are you? What do you want to do? Vegeta couldn't hold back the anger in her heart and roared at Fu. Don't put on such a scary appearance, Vegeta-san. Fu said yin and yang angrily. Just as Vegeta was about to explode, suddenly, a powerful and familiar aura entered the two's perception, causing them to be startled and turned their eyes hastily. This breath. How is it possible? It's exactly the same as Kakarot. Vegeta felt more and more bad, and his eyes turned to the source of the breath in the distance. It was not until a figure broke through the space and appeared directly in the sight of several people that they suddenly realized and were shocked. This guy is another Son Goku. Advertisement. To be precise, this person is Time Patrolman Son Goku. He does not belong to any time and space, and is the guardian of the time and space nest. The other me, and Vegeta. Fu. Time and Space Patrolman Son Goku who came over, his eyes fixed on Fu who was floating in the void, his anger came from his heart, and a sound like thunder pierced his ears. After the roar, he directly entered the fourth order state of Super Saiyan. The fourth level of Super Saiyan. Another Kakarot will transform like this. Vegeta was startled. This familiar beast posture, there is no doubt that it is the fourth level of Super Saiyan. The fourth level of Super Saiyan. I have reached this level in another time and space. Feeling the terrifying breath, Son Goku involuntarily took a breath, and at the same time there was a gleam in his eyes. But more in my heart is disappointment. Not long ago, he also went to ask Bergette how to become the fourth rank of Super Saiyan, but the fact made him very disappointed. Because of the blood in his body, his fourth rank of Super Saiyan could not be achieved. After turning into a great ape, even if he can further transform into a golden great ape, he will not be able to overcome the beast-like rationality. By the way, didn't you ask me what my purpose is? It's very simple. Look at the prison Huo Xing under your feet. Here is the testing ground I created, bringing together powerful warriors from various parallel times and spaces. Again, let them fight here, non-stop fighting, never-ending fight. Until the moment when their lives end. Fu's purpose is so pure, it also makes people feel timid and fearful from the heart. It seems that the best way to deal with it now is this. You can only act separately. Once there is a crisis, you will use your full strength to transmit information. We will catch up after we feel it. Vegeta echoed. As for the Dragon Ball, I do have one. That guy gave it to me. After speaking, Time Patrolman Son Goku took out a Dragon Ball from his pocket, and explained. That guy put the Dragon Ball. Ball was gifted to various powerful warriors with the simple purpose of making us fight. Everyone could only helplessly look at the vanishing Fu. Hearing this, the three fell into silence, and at the same time, they were constantly thinking about what to do next in their minds. Such a powerful warrior, saying that he was captured alive by Fu, he would not believe it. He was really pissed off today. It seems that we have to rely on our own strength to find Trunks, and then fight against the powerhouses of Huoxing in these prisons and capture the Dragon Ball in their hands before we can hope to leave. Vegeta felt very annoyed. As a reminder, if Huo Xing wants to leave the prison, he must collect all 7 Dragon Balls. These 7 Dragon Balls have all been given to powerful beings for safekeeping. Let's go to Dragon Ball and fight here. I'll be watching you all secretly, he. Fu's voice echoes in the space, and then he completely escapes into the void and disappears into nothingness. It was also doomed, he missed the 4th rank of Super Saiyan. Son Goku on the side is trying to expand his perception, find the breath of life in the world outside the prison Huo Xing, and then leave this place through instant transmission. It is impossible to feel that those things in the sky have completely blocked the outside world from here. So, Goku-san, and Dad, what should we do next? Xiao Wu asked the 3 of them for instructions. Then, split up, I have no opinion. Son Goku agreed. Advertisement. Dragon Ball. Where is this thing? I knew I should carry the Dragon Ball radar with me. Son Goku said with some regret. Well, you stop my proposal first, split up, I will continue to follow the clues to find the whereabouts of Fu's lair, and by the way, I will also inquire about some news about Trunks, and I will find the Dragon Ball on the way. Do your best to get it together and not let it fall into the hands of others. This thing is the key to our departure, what do you think? Time Patrolman Son Goku suggested. The other Kakarot, how did you get in here? Vegeta asked the Time Patrolman Son Goku, grasping the main question. Okay. The other me. But, your transformation of the 4th level of Super Saiyan is really surprising. I can't find any clue about the transformation, but you have mastered it. Helpless with a wry smile of 1.5, Son Goku is also ashamed of this other self in front of him. You are really annoying, Fu. Goku gritted his teeth, and the always good-natured Son Goku was also angry, and the majestic divine power spurted out of his body. Now, such a troublesome thing happened again, which made him feel very big and very upset. I won't play with you here anymore, I hope you guys have a good time. Fu's laughter spread through the space, it was so unscrupulous and evil infiltrating people. Hehe, I didn't expect this special transformation of yours. In addition to the 4th level of Super Saiyan, there is another kind of transformation. Time and Space Patrolman Son Goku said very modestly. I wasn't caught by him, I took the initiative to enter this prison, Huo Xing, for the purpose of investigating Fu. I have been here for a while, but unfortunately, I still have no clue about his hiding place. As for what Fu mentioned just now Trunks, I don't know his whereabouts either. Time Patrolman Son Goku said. Well, then, let's get started. After saying that, Time and Space Patrolman Son Goku turned and left, continuing his investigation against the nest. As soon as these words came out, the other Son Goku and Vegeta nodded one after another. Trunks is an unforgivable sinner. As a human being, he recklessly travels through time and space to go back and forth between the past and the future. This is his crime. This kind of sinner should be taken to prison by me, Huo Xing, and, if I don't catch him, wouldn't it be impossible for you two to follow and die? Fu said with a gloomy smile. Really, you savage guy. Fu sneered disdainfully, easily dodging all the attacks of the time-space patrolman Son Goku, and turned into a cloud and dissipated in this space. He could see that the combat effectiveness of Time Patrolman Son Goku was not weak, and was even higher than him on the surface combat effectiveness of the 4th tier of Super Saiyan. However, the self from another time and space in front of him turned out to be the transformation of the 4th order Super Saiyan, which made him see new hope. And, especially Vegeta, he didn't expect Son Goku of this time and space patrolman to be so brainy, much more reliable than this Son Goku on his side. Instant transmission can't be used. Don't use this little trick. We are the same person, although from different time and space, but both are Son Goku. If you know me, I will. If you don't, I will too. After I come in, I used instant transmission to try to leave, but found that instant transmission is ineffective. The space here is strange, and Fu has used some special means to only get in but not get out, which is also the most difficult part of that guy. Time Patrol member Son Goku explained. The terrifying breath gushed out like a downpour, and his combat power also showed an explosive growth because of this, and his form changed, directly becoming the 4th level of Super Saiyan. UF King Lunatic. Where did Trunks keep you? Vegeta, who couldn't bear it, finally broke out with anger. After trying for a while, he gave up. Chapter 190 Dead Souls. What did Bergette do? Open black lens bracket subscription close black lens bracket. Previous chapter. Next chapter. Advertisement. As the action unfolded, at the same time, interesting things were happening on the other side of the prison Huo Xing. Located in a place surrounded by flames and magma, here, a powerful and very powerful Saiyan is sealed. It can be said that he is the tyrant in Saiyan. It was a powerful Saiyan warrior who was abducted by Fu after reaching an agreement with someone. And this Champa, during the period of coma, has become Fu's guinea pig, and Fu will test the data collected in the last battle on Champa's body. I don't know if it's because Champa is Saiyan, but the experiment went well. Champa's body was successfully integrated into those data, and now his combat power has increased greatly, even if Fu did not dare to let this guy wake up easily. However, this time, in order to test his strength, he had to be released. Through the secret device, the evil aura in Champa's body was activated. Champa's body suddenly twitched, and his tightly closed eyes suddenly opened. Awakening from a deep sleep, Champa's dissatisfaction and energy accumulation have reached the peak, and this time the awakening has exploded in an all-round way. When his scarlet-wrapped eyes opened, the prison that blocked him also exploded in an instant. The majestic evil aura rose into the sky, as terrifying as the world-destroying demon god. The awakened Champa tried his best to take revenge on the bastard Fu. He could feel himself now, and his body had undergone great changes. These reasons must be inseparable from the beast. However, his outbursts, his anger, happened to be in the plan of Vladimir. The prison Huo Xing was created by Fu, and he treats Champa very highly. This guy is his own experiment and has a very important meaning to him. Now, Champa's every move is under his supervision. The experiment has begun. Champa, you must be eager to fight when you wake up from your slumber, right? Let's vent your anger that has nowhere to vent. Let me see how much you can achieve after being transformed. Let's fight, break out, and contribute your powerful strength to my plan. Fu gave a sinister and eerie smile, observing every move in each area. Champa is the Saiyan tyrant in ancient times, and he is also the legendary Saiyan of evil. To this day, he is very much looking forward to seeing how much surprise Champa can bring him. Only Champa can satisfy his crazy curiosity. At the same time, it is located in a corner of the prison Huo Xing. Trunks, who was captured by Fu, met with Cooler from another world. The two reached a certain agreement. They took out this prison together and worked together to find a way to get out of this prison. It is precisely because of the combination of the two of them that they avoided a large number of enemies along the way, and they were not far from the area where Son Goku and Vegeta were hiding. It is precisely because of their excessive care and prudence that they covered up their own breath, so that Son Goku and Vegeta could not find their breath, and therefore could not find their whereabouts. He and Cooler are also slowly starting operations, and began to collect Dragonball in this huge prison Huoxing. But at this moment, both of them simultaneously felt an aura that was even more ferocious than a wild beast, an incomparably deep and extremely evil aura. Meanwhile, Bergette is in this destroyed world. Through the deduction of the law of reality, he knew everything that happened in this place. Here, it was originally the habitat of the Glass Clan, but suddenly a monster exactly like him appeared. Blood washed this place, and not a single living person was left. Through the deduction, the scene at that time is most realistically restored, including the fear revealed by the eyes of the girl of the Glass family when she finally died. Advertisement. Bergette was silent and angry at the same time. He's not a bad guy, but he's not a good guy either. However, he couldn't do such a thing as genocide, but there was someone who looked just like him, who did this. It made him very angry. There are clues about that guy. Huo Xing in prison. Brows jumped, Bergette's fists clenched tightly, and an extremely tyrannical power of law emerged from her body. The laws of reality, after all, he has only mastered some doorways, and cannot achieve omnipotence in the true sense. Otherwise, everything that perishes here can be resurrected and restored. Even if it happened not long ago, he could repair it through his own abilities, but it has been at least half a year since the world was destroyed now. Single quote comma comma exclamation mark single quote. Suddenly, a strange sound came from the depths of this dead world. Countless ghosts and resentments have emerged from the depths of the darkness, and are constantly blending. Bergette noticed that the situation was not good, her brows twitched, her heart was startled, and she instantly cheered up. It seems that something wrong is about to happen. Suddenly, some strange voices, no, to be precise, whispers that should not exist, lingering in Bergette's ears. Open black lens bracket why? Why are you taking action against our family? Even the children are not spared. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket you devil. You should be slashed with thousands of swords and judged by the gods. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket my glass family died because of you. You have to pay the price. Close black lens bracket. Gia. I will swallow you, occupy your body, and torture your soul forever. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket vengeance. Revenge. Revenge. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket kill you. Kill you. Close black lens bracket. The whispers of countless souls lingered in Bergette's ears. These murders were not done by Bergette, but he had a black pot on his back. First of all, please also let me state that I have seen everything you have been through, but it is not me who destroyed your glass family. 35 Bergette said calmly. These dead souls are all formed by the resentment of the Glass clan after their death. It can also be called the ghost of the Glass family. Open black lens bracket not you. Who is there? Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket there can be no one in this world who looks exactly the same. It's you. Close black lens bracket. I understand, you must have deliberately made up these lies because you were afraid of being swallowed up and lost by us. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket don't listen to his nonsense, eat him. Occupy this body, then destroy him completely. Close black lens bracket. Advertisement. The persuasion was fruitless, and all the grievances rushed towards Bergette. And Bergette isn't easy to mess with. Now that it's explained, and you don't listen, then you can't blame me. I said. The one who killed you. The Glass clan, it's not me. Eyes condensed, Bergette mobilized the sleeping god power in her body, and the majestic god power spurted out of his body like a tsunami in an instant. Out. Boom. A loud noise. A dazzling dark blue light rose from the ground in an instant, penetrating the boundless darkness of this world, illuminating the twisted souls. Such a sacred and devoid of evil divine power, in an instant, the souls of those who were extremely violent were vanished. Those grievances who gathered together also vanished under the radiance of Bergette, the divine power of the gods. When the blue light dissipated, Bergette turned into a state of Super Saiyan blue, looking around the world he had purified. I'm very sorry, I've already explained it to you, but you have to listen, but I'll find out who caused your Glass clan to perish, so let's do justice to your Glass clan. 35 Bergette's eyes became firm. At the same time, also moved to kill. He understands that there is a damn bastard who is secretly planning everything, wants to erect an enemy for him, and destroy him directly. It's no wonder that so many strange things have been happening in the time and space where he lives recently, and it turns out that some bastards are secretly instigating and planning. First, the masked Black Goku came to give him a warning, but he didn't care too much about it. It wasn't until a Super Saiyan 6th Order Reg appeared from the 6th universe that he regained his spirits slightly. Now, he accidentally traveled to another world, but found out that someone was using his body and appearance to do some unconscionable things. And everything is inseparable from one place. Prison Huo Xing. At the same time, Bergette's mind also came up with a mastermind behind the scenes. Phrase. This guy, as the most mysterious, weirdest and most troublesome existence in the entire Dragon Ball series, must know some unknown secrets. Maybe, this guy has something to do with the man who is exactly like him. The power of the law of reality was virtually liberated, and Bergette opened up a time-space tunnel to the prison Huoxing. Wong. As the space was torn apart, a bottomless abyss mouth. The time-space tunnel appeared in front of Bergette, and he was extremely sure that at the end of the time-space tunnel was the prison Huo Xing. As early as the deduction, he discovered something was wrong. At the moment when the deduction of the law of reality was going on, he felt a strange space-time force, and that space-time force represented a small space coordinate. If he guessed correctly, that place is Huo Xing, the prison. After all, the other side of this space-time coordinate is located in a special space-time gap. Advertisement. He could not imagine that the prison Huo Xing could be anywhere other than in the gap between time. Without hesitation, Bergette turned into an aurora and rushed towards the time-space tunnel. As Bergette entered the time-space tunnel also closed. The screen turns. Come to the heart of the prison Huoxing. Here, there are several real behind-the-scenes masterminds. It can be said that they cooperated with Fuda to create the prison Huoxing together. Because all of them have a common purpose. Gather powerful warriors from different parallel time and space to this prison Huoxing, let them fight endlessly, and gain energy, so as to accomplish their real purpose. Fill up the energy of the seed of universe, in order to achieve the overthrow of the gods and create a new world that even the gods cannot control. As that guy Champa awake, Lord has. At this moment, a girl with a lithe figure, ethereal like an elf, said to the 210 sunglasses man beside him. This blue-skinned elf girl has the same characteristics as the Glass family. It can be said that she is the one who barely survived in the entire Glass family. When she was on the verge of death, she was accidentally intercepted by Haz and saved her life. In addition, Haz gave her a promise that when the goal is completed, he will assist her and complete her revenge. Her identity is Lagus, the last son of the Glass clan who survived. Well, I know, I'm wrong Champa, that guy started to go crazy after going through Fu's experiment. I hope he won't come to blame me after this boring farce is over. Haz naturally knows all this. Through the weird with the ability, he could see everything that happened in any corner of the prison above Huoxing clearly. Fu's plan has also begun. So, Haz, sir, should we also take action? Ragus asked on the side. It's not necessary for the time being, just wait and see how things change. I also want to see how diligently Champa has improved after undergoing the transformation. Haz said with a heartless smile. This guy completely regards Champa as his pawn and doesn't care. The only thing he values is Champa's excellent fighting power and unusual evil spirit. After all, Champa, as his partner, is a crucial thug in their group. Meanwhile, on the prison Huoxing, Son Goku and Vegeta and Xiao Wu here. Since the separate action, the actions of the trio have become more cautious. They deliberately hide their aura to prevent them from being discovered by some wicked warriors and cause unnecessary trouble. However, what they didn't know was that a newly awakened Saiyan, who felt the unique power of their body, was attacking their position at an alarming speed. Between people of the same race, there will be the same bloodline induction, and the bloodline in the body will send the same signal after sensing the same force, thus positioning each other. Son Goku and Vegeta's bloodline power and the bottomless power of God deeply attracted this newly awakened evil Saiyan. Something's coming. Vegeta. Son Goku was startled and perked up when he noticed that a strange force was approaching their position at an astonishing speed. This strange energy gave him a very strange feeling, which made him have an inexplicable illusion. It's like a bottomless evil, and it's like Saiyan's own power. Chapter 191 Gold Cooler is born. Open black lens bracket subscription close black lens bracket. Previous chapter. Next chapter. Advertisement. Damn, what's with this weird feeling? Something is coming towards us. With a terrified shout, Vegeta was ready to fight, ready to attack at any time. In the distance, a dark black light visible to the naked eye cut through the space and fell on the top of the mountain not far from them. What a powerful breath. Who the hell is that guy? 39 Son Goku said with a cold sweat on his forehead. Xiao Wu, stay away. Vegeta hurriedly instructed Xiao Wu next to her. Judging by aura perception, this bottomless evil aura is even stronger than him, which makes Vegeta have to break up Xiao Wu, otherwise, the aftermath of the battle will be enough to destroy Xiao Wu. Dance to death. Xiao Wu was not stupid, she immediately headed to a safe area. Is that them? The feeling of being connected by blood, the same clan. Champa, who stayed on the top of the mountain, clenched his fists, and there was a bloodthirsty light in his eyes, which belonged to some militant factors that were inserted in an instant. Breakout. With a thunderous roar, Champa's body erupted with terrifying evil energy, and the surrounding energy formed dark red energy bombs that swept away in all directions. Go. The dense energy bombs ruthlessly bombed the earth, and the power of each energy bomb was beyond imagination and terrifying. This deadly sense of crisis struck, making Son Goku and Vegeta not dare to be too big, and instantly mobilized the power of the gods in their bodies, and at the same time transformed into a state of full power in Super Saiyan Blue. Champa's aura was too strange and evil, making them feel uneasy. In the face of such a powerful enemy, they must not be too arrogant. With the cooperation of the two, a set of operations of flowing clouds and flowing water instantly dissipated the incoming dark energy bomb, and turned to rush towards Champa's position with full force. Because it was Super Saiyan Blue from the beginning, Champa's evil spirit did not directly swallow Son Goku like in the original. However, even so, the evil spirit still had an effect on Son Goku, and his god power appearance was partly tainted. Damn, what kind of monster is this guy? Son Goku said in surprise. He immediately expelled the contaminated part of the divine power. Except, finally, flash, a thunderous roar came out of Vegeta's mouth, and the power of God gathered from his arms to the palm of his hand, and the coercion continued to expand. With a loud bang of boom, the golden energy light wave pierced through the space with unstoppable power, carrying the terrifying power that could wipe out everything and fell towards Champa's body. Boom. The blast of energy caused a deafening gigantic explosion. Advertisement. Thick smoke rose from the ground. Son Goku and Vegeta retreated at the same time. The two remained vigilant, their eyes fixed on the center of the explosion. When the looming dark red aura emerged, the two of them were shocked, and they suffered the ultimate flash of Vegeta head-on, and it seemed that nothing happened. What kind of monster is this guy? Cut. This guy is more difficult to deal with than we thought. The Super Saiyan Blue transformation didn't even hurt him at all. With his teeth clenched, Vegeta was extremely shocked by Chamba's fighting power. This monster, for a while he did not know how to deal with it. Don't let up. Vegeta, that guy's next attack is coming soon. Son Goku was always on guard, his eyes dignified, glaring at Champa. Saiyan, the undamaged evil, was stronger and more terrifying than any of them thought. It's just that the full power of Super Saiyan Blue can't be dealt with at all, and even the higher level Super Saiyan Dark Blue evolution or the second level Super Saiyan Blue color will be very difficult to deal with. The most important thing is that creepy evil aura, which seems to be able to directly penetrate their divine power and pour into his body, invading people's sanity, and can no longer be controlled. They have to be vigilant at all times, prevent yourself from being eroded by that power. Hey, the weak Saiyan monkeys, get out of the way, don't get in the way of this king. At this time, a cold, arrogant voice resounded in the ears of several people, and the sudden sound of this voice made second young Master Saya immediately energized. They looked towards the source of the sound and found a monster that shouldn't have appeared at all, that long-dead monster, the frozen demon Cooler. Impossible. You are. Cooler. Vegeta's expression was taken aback, and a look of shock appeared in his eyes. Frozen demon Cooler, Frieza's older brother, he couldn't possibly not know, this guy is said to be more powerful and tricky than Frieza. However, in their world, Son Goku of Super Saiyan has been eliminated, and he is a guy who should not continue to exist. Cooler. The situation is not very good, this Cooler's breath is much stronger than the previous Cooler. Son Goku's eyes narrowed, and his vigilance also increased. Facing the evil Saiyan Champa and the frozen demon Cooler at the same time, it is not so simple for either side. The power of Champa is obvious to all, and the Cooler in front of him makes people not dare to underestimate from the heart. Uncle Goku. And Dad, stop, Cooler is not our enemy. At this moment, Trunks called out from the sky, causing Son Goku and Vegeta who were about to shoot to stop immediately action. Trunks. Seeing the appearance of Trunks, the big stone that had been hanging in Vegeta's heart was finally put down. He came to this place precisely because he was looking for Trunks. Now, since Trunks is alright, he can rest assured. But that doesn't mean he's going to slack off. Cooler guy, no one knows better than him, this guy is very dangerous. You know, this guy brought boundless despair to him and Son Goku at the beginning, even if decades have passed since his time, but since this guy can survive until now, it also means that his combat power is impossible only a little level. Advertisement. Take Frieza for example, Frieza in gold form alone is now comparable to their Super Saiyan God Blue. However, since Trunks said that Cooler is not the enemy, he only needs to pay a little attention to this guy, and there is no need to pay too much attention and hostility. Right now, their biggest trouble is the evil Saiyan Champa. Trunks, since you're fine, then hide away quickly, that guy is going to do something again. Turning his eyes, Son Goku is always vigilant, Saiyan Champa, the evil one. That guy's wicked aura that is just around the corner has a faint tendency to explode. However, just at this moment, Cooler made a move, and his aura suddenly became fierce and fierce. He raised his head, his scarlet eyes filled with boundless killing intent, and at the same time he shouted angrily to the sky, "Fu! You will be the worst decision in your life to capture this king here. I heard that my brother Frieza has mastered a higher level of transformation and evolved into a golden form, which has far surpassed me now. HMPH. It's ridiculous, since the younger brother can do things, how could my brother not do it?" However, in the next second, Champa's deep evil spirit was revealed, which instantly caused his shock and disbelief. He is arrogant and thinks that the power he masters has surpassed everything and is enough to destroy everything, even this evil Saiyan Champa will be squeezed into Wajon. Boom. The energy that destroyed the sky and the earth exploded, instantly swallowing the Champa standing on the top of the mountain. The big explosion in all directions aroused thousands of waves, swept away wave after wave. This is the advanced form of this king. If you have to name it, it will be called the Golden Cooler. Now, use the life of a wild monkey like you to pay homage to my powerful power. Cooler's eyes, there was boundless and majestic killing intent in his eyes. It's just that in his golden form, his combat power is not as simple as that of Champa. Stabilizing the transformation of the golden form, his combat power rose rapidly, directly stabilized in the 9th dimension, the peak of the Rang unit. In the current situation, we really have no chance of winning by ourselves. Unless I can comprehend Ultra Instinct again, there is no chance of counter-attacking that Saiyan at all. Son Goku frowned, and his body froze. They began to tremble involuntarily, showing how threatening Champa was to them. Of course, the premise is that it is based on his extremely powerful combat power. If he can live to the present, it is enough to prove that he has reached a high level of combat power. The breakthrough is only a matter of accumulation. In the next second, the surging golden energy surged wildly under his thoughts, and an unprecedented sense of comfort lingered in his body, making him extremely refreshing. The sure kill strike hit. Golden Cooler's eyes showed boundless, remarkable self-confidence, his hands were clasped in front of his chest, and confidence and killing intent emerged in his eyes. The golden yellow energy flames permeated the space, covering his body, causing it to complete its transformation, rendering the surface of his body a golden color. Impossible. What is the origin of this Saiyan? Golden Cooler was shocked. This was a blow from his full strength. After hitting it completely, even the corner of Chamba's shirt was not shattered. Terrifying energy, driven by Cooler, rushed towards Chamba's position. However, they didn't plan to stop it. Since this guy wants to attack Chamba, let him go. They are watching, why not do it? Advertisement. The frozen demons are really all monsters, and even Cooler has mastered this level of power. Disgusting wild monkeys. Let's vanish with this king's blow. Even the sun, I can vanish it into ashes. Shi zan chu hun shen jia shu de Cooler, how shi feng quang de mo gui ban quan xian guan ju de ti sheng nang liang ideographic period. Cooler, the older brother, far surpassed Frieza in terms of talent and strength. As early as when Frieza was still in his final form, he developed his own transformation. Now, with only superficial fighting power, Cooler's power is no weaker than his and Vegeta's Super Saiyan Blue full power state. The power was so great that Son Goku and Vegeta subconsciously retreated. Chamba took this blow unprepared, and it seems that there is nothing wrong with it. Cut. It's really a monster. The power of Super Saiyan Blue can't be defeated at all, even if you take out a higher level of transformation. I'm afraid it will be difficult to fight against this monster. Vegeta gritted his teeth, overwhelming Kambana. The combat power is extremely apprehensive. Cut. At this level, this guy can't even tickle that monster. With a cold snort, Vegeta's evaluation of Cooler was straightforward. As soon as he finished speaking, hysterical roars and roars burst out of his mouth. Facing the supernova that is enough to smash the sun to ashes. What a powerful Kai. Can this guy evolve again like Frieza? Son Goku was very familiar with this golden form, and was also shocked that Cooler could become this state. Having evolved into a golden form, he knows how powerful he is, and they are two completely different realms, but now, he can't destroy Chamba with a single blow with all his strength, which is enough to prove that the fighting power of this evil Saiyan is far better than they imagined. The one is much stronger. This is an unprecedented super giant supernova energy bomb. He raised his hands high, and pure golden rays of light gathered in his palms, gradually forming a super giant energy ball. The golden energy ball in his palms swelled in an instant, and its diameter soared to 10 meters, 100 meters. Kilometers. The thick smoke covered the sky, enough to cover up the realization of everyone, and this large prison planet was shaken by the overwhelming power of the Golden Cooler. He is a frozen demon who is even more genius than Frieza. He is super powerful and his comprehension is also very amazing. Just hearing about this transformation, he can find the brows to break through, and thus surpass the limit and become more powerful. This guy is a little too strong. Fighting alone, there is no chance of victory at all. Ha! The roar continued, and Cooler's breath increased dramatically. Chapter 192 Super 3 Chamba vs Dark Blue Vegeta. Open black lens bracket subscription close black lens bracket. Previous chapter. Next chapter. Advertisement. Tilde operator. Yushi Gen Si Shin Lai Fei de Na Han Sheng Kong Kan Ba de Ko Zhong Bao Fa, Sha Shi Jian Na Kong Bu de Chi Shi Kai Shi Quan Mian sexual eruption. The terrifying aura swept across the prison Huo Xing like a monstrous wave. In an instant, the entire prison Huo Xing's situation changed, and the sky began to become bleak. The armor that bound Chamba's actions was torn to shreds in an instant. Nani. The intensity of Chamba's breath reached an unimaginable level, causing Vegeta's pupils to shrink sharply, feeling extremely shocked. What kind of monster is this guy? Just breath, has it reached this point? Moreover, the opponent can only reach this level in normal state. If it becomes Super Saiyan, the combat power will probably rise to a great level again. What an exaggerated breath. It seems that there is no way to do it. Vegeta, fusion, it seems that we only have fusion to deal with this guy. The bitterness in my heart is extremely bitter, and Son Goku feels very unwilling. Now, can anyone come out stronger than the two Saiyans? The two Saiyans, now reduced to rubbish eliminated by the times. First, the masked black Goku suddenly appeared, and then another Vegeta's older brother, Reg of the 6th rank of Super Saiyan, appeared. Now, there is an evil incarnation of Saiyan, Saiyan Chamba. Damn, are we going to use fusion again? When, can we really fight everything with our own strength? Vegeta gritted her teeth angrily and said through gritted teeth. Anger is brewing in his heart, and now he is really very angry. As the arrogant Prince Saiyan, it is a shame for them that he has to rely on fusion to fight his enemies. But now, they have to do it again. Chamba's evil spirit is really strong and amazing. Dad, Uncle Goku, it's better to fit together than to fuse. Now when the time comes, Lord Supreme Kai gave me a pair of Potara earrings just in case, and now it's just in use. 33 Xiaowu suddenly interjected at this time, and also took out the Potala earrings that Sheen had given him. When she saw the Potala earrings, Vegeta's eyes lit up and she said angrily, the Supreme Kai thinks very well, he even gave you the earrings, it's okay if you don't have them, since there are earrings, there's no need for them. With the fusion trick, the power boost from the earrings will be even stronger. 99. Compared with fusion, he is more inclined to fit, after all, fusion's ugly posture, he does not want to do it again in this life. Now with earrings, you can just ignore the ugly movement of the fusion. Moreover, the power of the fusion warrior Vegeta is even better than that of Gogeta, the fusion warrior. Then, without further ado, let's use the Potara earrings to fit together, Vegeta. Son Goku urged Vegeta, who was the first to put the earrings on his ears. Don't order me, Kakarot. Vegeta complained with dissatisfaction verbally. After hesitating for a while, he glanced at Saiyan Champa, who had the word, invincible, written on his face, gritted his teeth, and next in seconds, he put the Potara earring on the other ear. With the two earrings put on, the Potara earrings began to work. The two collided in an instant, and the light of the fit burst into full bloom. The dazzling light also attracted Champa's attention. As Saiyan, his intuition told him that in this light, there was a very powerful monster that could arouse his interest. When the light of the fusion completely dissipated, the familiar warrior who was invincible in the world reappeared. Advertisement. Bergette. When he first appeared, he faced Majin Buu, who absorbed Son Gohan. The second time he appeared, he was facing Zamasu, the god of corruption who brought down the future world. The third time, he competed with Bergette in the Power Conference, and finally lost the opponent. Now, for the fourth time, it is to deal with the evil Saiyan Champa. After the calamity of Reg, the normal combat power of Son Goku and Vegeta has reached a critical point, entering the peak of the 8th dimension, reaching 9999 Z. But now, stimulated by Champa's evil aura, they surpassed their limits, their normal combat power increased by 1 Z's combat power, and they officially entered the 9th dimension. Although there is only one rang, for them, this is the transformation and sublimation of the realm. The normal BBF combat power of the two people has entered the unit of rang, and after the combination of the Potala earrings, the combat power value of the two has been strengthened again. Now, their normal combat power data has reached a terrifying 5000 rang. This fighting force is stronger than Bergette, who appeared at the Power Conference. I didn't expect that I would come out so soon. Although I'm not facing that Saiyan, but you seem to be quite interesting. The forced King Bergette appeared with a confident smile on his face. In the next second, he slowly floated up to the sky, with a terrifying combat power, and his thoughts began to burst out slowly. Such a powerful fighter immediately drew the attention of all the strong men in prison Huo Xing, and his nerves were highly tense. Saiyan has mastered the ability to combine, which is beyond my expectations. This new Saiyan has more terrifying power than I thought. Golden Cooler muttered to himself, and at the same time he followed Bergette relative. In just an instant, he realized that he couldn't compare with the other at all, the two of them were not in the same realm at all. The true combat power of this Vegito is far superior to him. I hope this guy can really defeat that madman Champa. Now, Golden Cooler can only pray in his heart that Champa can be defeated by Bergette, otherwise, all of them will die. And at this moment, Champa is also extremely excited, out of control, he longs to make a riot, to vent his powerful power that has nowhere to liberate. Interesting, so interesting, you are stronger than I thought. Ha 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 ha. The desire to fight in my heart was instantly aroused, and Champa's eyes burst out, and the battle was extremely frenetic. Desire. This is the powerful opponent he desires. This power alone is no less than what he is now. You must know how strong his own strength is after the transformation, and even he does not have an accurate answer in his heart. Enough nonsense. Let's fight. Champa. With a roar, Bergette released the power of God in his body, and in an instant, a deep and incomparably deep aura of God came out of his body. Liberation. The dark blue light suddenly rises up in an instant. His combat power crossed 2 great dimensions in an instant. The form has also changed from the normal state to the peak of Super Saiyan blue color dark blue evolution. The 500,000-fold increase in the normal combat power instantly raised his combat power value to a terrifying 25 gully. That's right, the 11th dimension unit. Advertisement. You have an aura that makes me very uncomfortable. I'm going to kill you. Feeling the power of God, Champa is also angry. At the beginning, he suffered a loss in the power of God and was beaten by a very ancient Saiyan warrior. He still remembers that hatred to this day. Champa, who was furious, no longer kept it. A majestic evil aura burst out, and his form was also changing. Ah! The roar of the giant ape resounded through the space, and a golden light flashed in Champa's dark red arrogance, and in an instant, he evolved to Super the state of Saiyan's third order. The brow bones were lowered, the eyebrows disappeared, and blue and white arcs were scattered around the breath, and the intensity also entered the realm of the 11th dimension in an instant. 10 streams. Although the apparent combat effectiveness is more than doubled. But Champa could feel that with his explosion, there was a steady stream of energy in his body that stimulated his bloodline and allowed him to evolve. Except the move. With a roar, Bergette was not used to Champa, his breath erupted, and he rushed towards Champa actively. With his super pure divine power body protection, coupled with his own powerful combat power, he is 80% sure to take Champa in a short period of time. Looking for death, Champa, who was enraged, raised his hand and waved an evil claw to attack Bergette. Facing the evil air claws attacking from the front, Vegeta slapped it mercilessly and rushed towards Champa with a domineering posture. So rough, so brutal and oppressive, this is Saiyan. The fist, which was wrapped with the power of the gods, slammed towards Champa's face, making the fighting intent in Champa's eyes even more mad and burning. Come on, fight with me, angrily roared, Champa raised his arm and threw a heavy punch. There was a loud noise of boom, and the huge wave visible to the naked eye spread rapidly, and the entire prison Huo-Xing was also shaken and affected. In an instant, the fierce and frantic battle between the two completely unfolded. Bang, pound, bang, pound, bang, pound, bang, pound, bang, pound, bang, pounds, bang, pounds. The continuous shock waves lingered in the space. Bergette and Chamba's speed continued to accelerate, and the two were like ghosts traveling through the space at high speed. In the eyes of others, only the dark red light and the dark blue light compete with each other. And the speed is so fast that it is more than 100 times faster than the speed of sound. The top of the battlefield. Prison Huo-Xing is the place he created after all. It can be said to be a super huge energy absorption container. If it continues to improve, it is not impossible to destroy the entire prison Huo-Xing. However, at this moment, Fu didn't notice that the huge chain that blocked Huo-Xing in the prison began to shatter a little bit because of the fierce competition between these two monsters. Moreover, it is not an ordinary Caxingong, but a super Caxingong created after countless purifications. What kind of light can bloom, and what kind of changes will take place? The other is the invincible integrated warrior, Bergette. Advertisement. But, at one point, Bergette is very curious, is this combined warrior Bergette from his time and space, or, is this a Bergette from another time and space? Bergette recognized them at a glance. Fu, who was immersed in the battle between Bergette and Champa, did not notice that a space-time tunnel was suddenly torn apart in the sky of the battlefield. Bergette, who was puzzled, looked at the two very powerful sources of energy. In terms of hardness, it is more than 100 times that of ordinary Caxingong. Located in the depths of the prison Huo-Xing. His plan will gradually accelerate due to the confrontation between these two warriors. Champa was reshaped after his experimentation and transformation. These two rays of light represent two different warriors, Bergette and Champa. One is Saiyan's ancient tyrant, Saiyan Champa, the evil one. Fantastic. You two fight harder, give me more energy, I want more. Fu screamed with excitement, now he is very obsessed with this step. Champa and Vegeta. This Saiyan is Bergette. Some of Reg's data and some of Bergette's data are in Champa's body. He wants to see what happens to Champa after the fight, this little guinea pig. The time tunnel is opened, and Bergette emerges from it. He looked around, and at the same time, there was a collision of two super powerful breaths in his perception. At the same time, he is also collecting data on Champa. Today, the chain that Super Cassin had just forged had tiny cracks due to the fierce battle between these two monsters, which shows the extent of their strength. It seems that I have arrived at the prison Huo-Xing, and the plot in the original book is just beginning. Bergette muttered to herself. The battle between Champa and Vegeta made Fu laugh from ear to ear, and even more excited in his heart. What caught my eye were two energy rays of different colors, dark blue and dark red. The energy generated by the battle will be absorbed and finally gathered in one place for his use. Fighting. Constant heating. Both of them symbolize the peak fighting power of Saiyan in the world of Dragon Ball. This chain is forged from the hardest material in the universe, Cassin steel. From this tunnel, flew out a Saiyan that made him obsessed and intoxicated. The battle between the two became more and more intense, and the energy that burst out became more and more terrifying. Chapter 193 Demon Sublimation. Frightening Monster. Open black lens bracket subscription close black lens bracket. Previous chapter. Next chapter. Advertisement. It seems that the plot of this world has changed a little bit because of my arrival. Bergette muttered to herself, and then she concealed her own breath so that it would not be discovered. His eyes fixed on the two rays of light that were constantly colliding, Bergette and Champa. To be honest, the strength of this Vegito, he did not expect to reach this level. This is much weaker than the Bergette at the Power Conference, and even stronger, but there is only one thing that is difficult to determine, and that is whether this Bergette belongs to his time and space, or another time and space. Another point is that this Champa, for some reason, Bergette sees him a little familiar. His attacking method and that strange aura made him feel very familiar, as if he had seen it somewhere. It should be my eyesight, this guy, it's impossible to have any special connection with Reg. Muttering to himself, Bergette used the power of the law of space to jump to a certain cliff and wait for it to change. His purpose was to find Fu and find out the whereabouts of the person who looked exactly like him. There must be a connection between the two of them. On the battlefield, the battle between Champa and Vegito becomes more and more intense. Champa, who is Saiyan of evil, seems to have something awakening in his body. Even in the case of a disparity in combat power, the terrifying suppressing power displayed by him is not diminished at all. His aura is even stronger than his apparent combat power. A strong Vegeta is 1 point stronger. Moreover, what was even more strange was that a Saiyan power that should not have appeared in his body was waking up, and as the dark golden aura completely erupted, Champa's combat power once again ushered in a leap forward. Boom! The majestic dark golden aura burst out, and Champa's combat power increased several times. This sudden outbreak shocked Vegito even more. Nani! Unexpectedly, Vegeta exclaimed, and the next second his body was bombarded by an invisible dark golden aura in a straight line. Vegeta, who was knocked into the air, steadied his body tremblingly, gnashing his teeth and wiping off the blood stains from the corners of his mouth, with a hint of fear in his eyes. That dark golden aura, I seem to have felt it somewhere. Of course, the breath wasn't something he felt, but somewhere Son Goku and Vegeta had seen. Champa, who came back to his senses, also regained consciousness from the crazy fighting spirit. He looked at his body in surprise. This dark golden aura should not belong to him. Damn. Fu, what have you done to my body? This energy caused Chamba's anger. Because, this energy is exactly the energy of Reg after he was beaten to a near-death state not long ago. He couldn't figure out why Reg's energy was surging from his body. Advertisement. Among them, it must be the ghost of Faye. Only this bastard would do such a bottomless thing. You can't blame me, Champa. You were beaten to death and couldn't find a suitable source of energy, so some of the energy I reluctantly collected had to be transported into your body, so that I could barely protect your life. But don't repay your kindness, Champa. If you do this, I will be very sad to say. There is a strange voice in the sky. At the same time, it also made everyone sure that the Taiku Saiyan aura in Chamba's body that belonged to Reg was a ghost from Fu. Sure enough, it's you. Asshole. Transforming my body without authorization. How dare you do such a thing? Angrily roared. Chamba's anger was fully liberated, and at this moment his eyes it was red, and the majestic killing intent almost turned the world upside down. For him, this is a shame, a great shame, using the energy of his opponent to save himself, this is the biggest insult to them Saiyan. As a fighting nation, they would rather die in battle than accept charity from others. Why don't I dare to do it? Isn't this very interesting? Ha 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 ha. As Fu's unbridled laughter dissipated, calm was restored in the space again. Only Champa, who learned the truth, was vaguely in a rampant stage at this moment. It's not a good thing to be distracted during the battle. The battle between you and me is not over yet. Champa, Kaioken. To increase energy, act vigorously and resolutely, the iron fist that condensed into overwhelming combat power slammed down towards Chamba's face ruthlessly. Dangerous aura was released. This powerful aura made Chamba's eyes flash with a glimmer of aura, and his eyes were even more ferocious than beasts. In an instant, the strange dark golden aura and his evil aura perfectly fused, his heavy punches followed suit. Boom. The deafening sound of explosions spread all over the place. Two powerful iron fists collided in an instant. Just the aftermath of the collision mercilessly tore apart the ground of the prison Huo Xing, and the chains that blocked the prison Huo Xing were even more swaying. In the confrontation of one punch, Vegeta was ruthlessly repelled by Chamba's power, and a look of astonishment appeared on his face. Since the power in Chamba's body that did not belong to him blended with it, this guy seems to have changed a person, and his combat power has improved by leaps and bounds. Dead. Kill you. I'm going to cut you into thousands of pieces. Champa, who had nowhere to vent his anger, could only pour out his monstrous anger on Vegeta. In an instant, the fusion of the two energies became more perfect, prompting his combat power to show an explosive increase again, and his attacks became more and more fierce and fierce. The huge fist ruthlessly swept across Vegette's body with the momentum of the wind and the clouds. Although Vegeta, a fit warrior, appeared for the fourth time, he was richer in experience than all the veteran warriors who had gone through hundreds of battles. Facing Chamba's fierce and ferocious attack like a storm, he used his rich experience and fighting instinct to perfectly deal with it one by one. However, this guy, Champa, since the two energies blended with each other, she seems to have undergone some kind of mutation, and her combat power continued to rise during the battle. Even if he used twice the Kaioken, he still fainted, was suppressed. 10 times. Kaioken. With an angry shout, the scarlet aura around Vegeta suddenly showed an explosive growth, and the entire body's breath turned into a jet-like streamer. In the blink of an eye, all of Chamba's offensives were resolved, and Vegette's heavy iron fist, carrying unstoppable terrifying destructive power, slammed into Chamba's face. A thrilling sound of bang. The powerful force spread on Chamba's face, and also instantly woke up the evil Saiyan and blasted him out. Advertisement. With his legs rubbing against the ground, Champa, who flew upside down, ripped apart the ground, revealing two terrifying cracks. Damn. Damn. This damn power. The anger and annoyance in his heart made Chamba's face extremely distorted. Being hit by Vegito's heavy punch reminded him of the time he had just arrived at the prison, Huo Xing, when he met a fellow with long hair and full of wildness. With a fierce fighting spirit, he is not afraid of anyone, but that challenge was definitely Chamba's most desperate battle. He was played like an ant by the other party, and he almost lost his life. The anger in his heart erupted, Chamba's aura became even more grand, and the violent dark red electric arc was beating around his body. Chamba's combat power soared again, making everyone cheer up. This guy, getting stronger again is not a good thing for everyone. It's a tricky monster, the energy is still increasing. It seems that we must fight quickly. Feeling the threat from Champa, Vegette muttered to himself. In the next second, Kaioken's multiplier was pulled to the maximum, directly increasing to 20 times Kaioken. Vegito folded his hands together, forming the appearance of releasing his ultimate move. The rich golden electric light gathers in the palm, and the energy is rapidly expanding. Ultimate. Turtle School. Qigong. Wave. With a cry, a golden and blue energy beam shot out from his palm, carrying a terrifying destructive force capable of destroying everything towards Chamba's body attacked. The power of this blow was so strong that it could even break the indestructible barrier of prison Huo Xing. Even, it can easily inflict heavy damage on any 11th dimensional, GN level warrior. He has played against Reg. This power will not be mistaken. This is the power that belongs to Saiyan's ancient times. This power is even close to the 6th level of Super Saiyan shown by Reg. Now, other than using Ultra Instinct, he doesn't know how to deal with Champa. Au! Exclamation mark exclamation mark exclamation mark quote. With the continuous roar of Champa, the little things that Fu transformed on him finally played a role. This guy has begun to mutate gradually. The shape of the devil is blending with Saiyan's giant ape body, forming a figure that should not appear in this world. Devil, human. Is it Super Saiyan Tier 4, or a mutated transformation? Champa's outbreak was also noticed by Bergette. Vegito's ultimate Kamehameha wave was crushed to pieces in an instant with this roar that was even crazier than the beast. Yes, it is a threat. Advertisement. Eyes narrowed. Bergette's unique eyes saw through the energy storm, the state Champa was in now. Anger spread in his heart. As Saiyan's tyrant, the legendary evil Saiyan, he is undefeated, even death was defeated by him, and now he is no longer the original self. The violent coercion swept through the prison Huo Xing like a tsunami, constantly slamming into all directions, causing many cracks in the barrier of the prison Huo Xing, and the space barrier was almost broken, and the dense openings made people feel shocking. Champa's power has obviously crossed this dimension and entered a higher realm, which is much stronger than him. A terrifying aura rose from the ground, running through the prison Huo Xing, shaking every area. The dark red aura around him perfectly blended with the dark golden aura, turning into the savage appearance of a giant ape. The terrifying coercion covered a distance of 100 meters, and the light became more and more dazzling, and Champa's body was about to be swallowed by this terrifying energy. Boom! The monstrous rays of light, like the might of a demon god, mercilessly swept through the prison Huo Xing. He is going to wash that shameful history. After killing this Saiyan, he is going to take revenge on Reg. Even after becoming Ultra Instinct, he is not 100% sure to deal with Champa. The breath that gushed out from Champa's body just now was the power of the origin of Reg. With his roar, the dark golden aura erupted in an instant, blending with Champa's evil aura in an all-round way. This guy, what did you do? This weird feeling. Vegeta's body cells were shaking, and this kind of dangerous signal was not a good thing for him. Dot for flowers. In that monstrous evil light, Champa's sublimation has become a bit beyond imagination. However, at this moment, he was unmoved, as if he did not take this energy enough to blow him up at all. So, all of this is the devil's fault. Fu, you're such an unpredictable guy. I'm afraid that you planned the attack of masked Black Goku and Reg before, right? What kind of conspiracy do you have against me? Using Reg's source power to create a monster that shouldn't appear. Muttering to himself, Bergette's fists clenched slightly, and her body felt a slight threat to the monstrous blood light that kept erupting. No, serve. When the energy was about to devour Champa's body, a mutation suddenly occurred. Original energy belonging to Reg, and the outbreak of this evil Saiyan. The power of the ancient Saiyan and the power of evil are perfectly blended. Bergette saw what was going on at a glance. Point 0. The sky turned dark red because of this strange aura. It's just not clear what Champa's form will look like when the two forces are perfectly fused. And this giant ape is not a golden giant ape, nor a dark golden giant ape, but a giant ape that is almost the same as a demon. Champa, how did he have this power? As Saiyan of evil, he should have no relationship with Reg. Chapter 194 The Horror of Super 5 Mutations. Open black lens bracket subscription close black lens bracket. Previous chapter. Next chapter. Advertisement. On the battlefield. Champa's aura was constantly brewing, and his combat effectiveness showed a dramatic improvement. Because of this rage, Champa's Saiyan blood was fully stimulated, and it fused with the source power that Fu had poured into his body, forming a perfect energy body. It also caused this guy to break the original barrier, broke through the limit, and entered a higher dimension and realm. This guy, because of his anger, merged Reg's ancient Saiyan origin with his own evil origin, and made a brand new him. Boom. The earth-shattering explosion spread throughout the entire prison, Huo Xing, and the blood-colored waves that were visible to the naked eye swept away, and the prison Huo Xing kept shaking. The shock wave visible to the naked eye swept in all directions, and the dark blue Bergette was blasted out by this terrifying energy. The hurricane of death swept the world. The violent, profound, and incomparably evil suffocating aura, in the rapid expansion at this moment, the power that is constantly surging makes people respect and stay away from it. The dark golden aura blended perfectly with the dark red aura, and Champa's pupils suddenly enlarged and disappeared in an instant, turning into pitch black, as if someone had taken away his soul. A burst of blood-colored light from the abyss completely swallowed him, condensing on the periphery of the body to form the shape of a demon. In this blood light, Champa was constantly changing, and at the same time, the fear and coercion he brought became more and more terrifying and terrifying. Damn, what the hell has happened to this guy? Has it mutated? This strange feeling. The instinct of the body came with a fatal sense of crisis. The sense of crisis of death has become more and more infiltrating. He was going to condense his nirvana and forcibly interrupt Champa's transformation. However, a shock wave from the evil energy storm crushed Vegette's condensed energy into pieces in an instant. When the demon's appearance faintly dissipated, a terrifying aura emerged. Vegeta's gaze changed from disbelief to panic, he couldn't even control his body and backed away. A strange and deep evil energy filled the air, turning into a jet-like breath, covering the shape of a demon, gradually revealing what this powerful deity looks like. The strong body is rendered with blood-red hair, and the color of the hair is rendered into a terrifying blood-gold color. At this moment, Champa is terrifying and infiltrating like a demon who has come out of the abyss, and this kind of incomparable fighting power can make people feel fear from the heart. Can such an ominous power really be mastered by mortals? What is this? Champa's new form made Bergette stunned, and all the cells in his body tightened involuntarily. This form is similar to the 4th stage of Super Saiyan, but it is completely different from the coercion of the 4th stage of Super Saiyan. This can't be Super Saiyan Tier 4. Well, there is only one answer, it's Super Saiyan Tier 5. Fight. Come and continue to fight with me. Incarnated as Champa, a mutant with Super 5, roared hysterically, his combat power also showed a leap in an instant, and his violent roar swept away the coercion that was enough to destroy everything. The ground beneath his feet was crushed by this terrifying breath in an instant, with countless cracks all over it. Advertisement. Damn, what kind of monster has this guy evolved into? Golden Cooler, who was watching the battle not far away, felt horrified for a moment. Champa's new state made him feel boundless fear. At the same time, Champa's mutation was also seen by the space-time patrolmen who were watching the battle in the dark. This overwhelming force makes people feel extreme fear from the bottom of their hearts. Makes people unable to lift the slightest desire to resist. At the same time, his transformation also attracted the attention of some people hiding in the dark. Located in the depths of the prison Huoxing. In the proving ground of Fu. Now Fu, a terrified look appeared on his face. Hey, isn't it? Reg's original power and Champa can produce such an effect when perfectly blended. Fu looked at his own test object with a look of surprise. This kind of powerful combat power is much higher than what he expected, and this level of combat power is comparable to the original Super Saiyan 6th Order Reg. Logically speaking, if his experiment was a perfect success, Fu should be happy, but now Fu is not happy at all. Because Champa has become so strong, it has exceeded his control, and it even means that Prison Huoxing can no longer control this monster. Moreover, according to Champa's distorted character and anger, he will definitely come to seek revenge for himself. Not only will the Prison Huoxing be blown to pieces because of this, but even he will be killed under Champa's pursuit. But at this moment, Fu discovered a man who should not have appeared in the Prison Huoxing. He turned his eyes and landed on the empty face with a smile on his face, confident and dignified, and his face was full of invincible warriors. Fu's gaze changed from surprise to anger, and he was stunned. Bergette. Fu's eyes almost popped out, his mouth was wide open, and a large amount of cold sweat fell on his forehead. This man is too familiar to him. The man whom he regarded as invincible had to get the other party's data to strengthen his body no matter what. However, when did the other party appear in the Prison Huoxing? Did he not notice at all? Open black lens bracket. When did this guy come here? He shouldn't have found out the coordinates of Huoxing in prison. Oops, miscalculation. If Bergette appeared in Huoxing in prison, my plan would not be able to be implemented perfectly. If he is stopped by this guy, there will be another variable. A cold sweat fell on Fu's brows, and he began to prepare a new round of plans. Just as he was racking his brains about how to deal with the sudden appearance of Bergette, a black light flashed behind him, and the next second, a familiar voice echoed in his mind. He appears here. There is no serious problem. The plan can be carried out according to the original plan. This Saiyan, I will handle it. Close black lens bracket. Such a voice appeared in Fu's mind. As soon as these words came out, Verna's tense face suddenly relaxed, as if the big stone in her heart could finally be put down. That's good. With your help, I'm not afraid of this Bergette. The plan is the same as before. 35 Fred took a deep breath, and his attitude seemed to be very confident in the power of that lord. Advertisement. No one knows who the real identity of the adult he mentioned is. On the battlefield, Champa stopped roaring, and his energy finally stabilized. There was a penetrating orangutan in his eyes, a distorted evil aura like an abyss, liberated with him as the center, and the powerful fighting power was gushing out like a tsunami at this moment. His eyes were filled with light that could kill people, and the fierce aura of death made Bergette dare not get close. Damn, this sense of oppression is even more outrageous than I thought. With his teeth clenched, Bergette did not dare to relax in the slightest. Now, he won't be able to fight this guy unless he unleashes the ultra instinct state. But at best, it is only a battle, and no one knows what the effect will be if it is really fought. I don't even have the courage to resist. What a boring guy, you can't make me interested in fighting. With scarlet killing intent in his eyes, Champa said extremely arrogantly. Now, with the perfect fusion of the two energies, he is not afraid of anyone, nor will he put any enemy in his eyes. The mere Vegeta, since he can no longer satisfy him, let this guy die. Now, he just wanted to quickly get rid of Vegeta, then destroy the Prison Huoxing, and then go and catch that guy Fu and beat him hard. Finally, after finding Reg, the same clan who dared to despise him and gave him defeat. He wants to defeat Reg, and then trample on the dignity of the other party. Just like the humiliation you suffered when you lost. It's just that what Champa doesn't know now is that Reg is already dead. His wish, I am afraid this life cannot be realized. Single quote comma comma exclamation mark single quote. The evil aura was slowly condensed into substance by Chamba's mobilization. Gory facts. Vegeta's pupils shrank suddenly when he felt this fatal crisis. He knew that he couldn't escape. It's brutal, but it's the truth. It's a pity that Champa is even more outrageous and terrifying than them. Fusion of Reg's ancient Saiyan power, his realm has been transformed, and his strength has been explosively improved. Now he is fearless, omnipotent, and invincible. The terrifying impact, in an instant, defeated Son Goku and Vegeta. Their strongest state was not guaranteed, and they even collapsed to the ground without half their lives. Kaioken. 20 times. With an angry shout, Bergette forcibly increased the multiple of Kaioken to 20 times, and in an instant, the data of his incomparably sturdy combat power showed an explosive increase. The aftermath of this blow ripped apart Huo Xing's outer barrier in an instant. Advertisement. In the face of such a monster, if you are not serious, you will lose your life in an instant, or even be torn to pieces. No matter how you fight, it is impossible to win. This fusion was completely destroyed by Chamba's devastating blow. No matter what kind of opponent he is sure to kill it in an instant. God. So is it. This is not as simple as one dimension. Such a scene made Tenon 1.5x and Xiao Wu, who were onlookers, as well as the Time-Space Patrolman Son Goku and the Time-Space Patrolman Vegeta who were hiding in the dark felt terrified. The present Champa is the best representative of despair and fear. Whether Super Saiyan Blue is the second tier, or Super Saiyan Dark Blue evolves, even the ditch-level combat power is nothing in front of Chamba's 12th level combat power. Such a mutation made Vegette's nerves highly tense, and screams of fear came from the cells of the whole body at the same time. The two were frightened by this power, and quickly retreated, hurriedly distanced themselves from Canberra. They are already strong enough, and can even be regarded as the representatives of the strongest combat power in a universe. Even Bergette, who evolved from Super Saiyan's Dark Blue, lost, or was killed in an instant. In the next second, the energy gathered, and they decisively switched to the strongest state, daring not to relax in the slightest. Boring. Do you guys who don't fit together have only this level of power? It's really disappointing. With a roar, Chamba's evil aura spread into waves of sound waves. Right now, his whole body is covered with an extremely rich, blood-colored light that is so deep and terrifying. This power, even if I understand Ultra Instinct, I'm afraid it won't help. If I merge into Vegeta, I can change it. Son Goku gritted his teeth and said angrily. The normal state is the combat power of Rang level. They have initially entered the realm of gods of destruction. After the transformation, the combat power is even more capable of entering the ditch level unit. However, this power is in this mutant Super Saiyan 5th order Champa in front of it, it is in name only, and it is extremely fragile. Damn, this guy's strength, no less than Reg, much stronger than us. Vegeta clenched her fists, her unwillingness turned into grief and anger and nowhere to vent. What about Ultra Instinct? It still poses any threat in the face of this overwhelming force. The deafening roar of bang sounded, spreading throughout the entire prison Huo Xing. Swish. Champa waved his hand, and the space was distorted. This incomparably deep evil aura instantly turned into an evil claws capable of tearing everything apart, piercing through the space, with unrivaled might. It can attack Vegeta. The incomparably deep dark red evil energy was mobilized by Champa and gathered on the arm, forming the evil energy claws capable of tearing everything apart. Strength, energy, defense, and all aspects of the body have ushered in an explosive increase. No matter how angry he was, it wouldn't help, the gap was here, and they couldn't win against Champa no matter what. Rao was based on the evolution of Super Saiyan's Dark Blue, and used 20 times the Kaioken to forcibly increase his combat power, but he was forced to disintegrate because of this terrifying blow. Son Goku and Vegeta, who were forced to disintegrate after the Patara earrings were crushed to pieces, were shocked and couldn't believe Chamba's sturdy fighting power. Chapter 195 The Ultimate Evolution, Hate Me Sublimation. Open black lens bracket subscription close black lens bracket. Previous chapter. Next chapter. Advertisement. Looking at Son Goku and Vegeta, who were seriously wounded and completely incapacitated. There was a strong killing intent in Chamba's eyes, and when his thoughts moved, the majestic evil energy in his body turned into sharp evil energy claws and attacked the two of them. Now that the big picture is set, Son Goku and Vegeta are destined to die no matter what happens. Even the warden of the prison Huo Xing, no one can stop him. This guy is a little too blindly arrogant. The fusion of the two forces made him break the two boundaries and directly entered the 5th level of this mutant Super Saiyan, which gave birth to a kind of whether it is in his heart. The illusion that anyone can kill it, thinking that he is invincible and invincible in the world. Too evil, sharp evil claws, the power is terrifying, even if Son Goku and Vegeta are at their peaks, they may not be able to stop them. However, the power of this evil claws is terrifying, and it is limited to the few warriors present, not indecipherable. When the evil claws were about to take the lives of Son Goku and Vegeta, a mutation suddenly occurred, and a dark blue light instantly appeared. It's Bergette. In the entire prison, Huo Xing, only he has the strength to suppress Champa. This Champa, completely different from the Champa he knew, had completely detached from Bergette's cognition. He also wanted to see the difference between this blood-colored Super Saiyan 5th order and the ordinary Super Saiyan 5th order. Huh, it's another ants who don't know how to live or die. After the attack was stopped, Chamba's arrogant and contemptuous voice was brewing with cold killing intent. Such contemptuous words have completely exposed his psychological emotions. He is not afraid of everything. 214, can you still move? Next, it's best to stay away, otherwise, if it is affected, I can't guarantee that you will survive. Leave this evil Saiyan to me. No turning back, Bergette left Son Goku and Vegeta the invincible back. Through this shadowy and familiar voice, Son Goku and Vegeta immediately recalled, this guy, wouldn't it be Bergette? You. Daughter you Bergette. Bergette of this world. Or, other world. Son Goku asked tentatively. Huh, you know me. Bergette was stunned, but she didn't expect the Son Goku in front of her to know herself. In all parallel worlds, he is unique, Bergette, there will always be only one. But the Son Goku in front of him actually recognizes himself. Doesn't it mean that this guy is the Son Goku of his own time and space, not the Son Goku of a parallel time and space? Bergette, it's really you. How did you show up in the prison Huoxing? Vegeta immediately confirmed Bergette's identity. Advertisement. That invincible back, and that overwhelming aura that was so familiar that it could no longer be familiar. There is no doubt that this person is Bergette. The Bergette who taught him the 4th level transformation of Super Saiyan not long ago. Being identified by Vegeta on the spot, Bergette was 100% sure that they did not originate from the Saiyan's second young master from a certain parallel time and space. Rather, the two Saiyans who belong to his time and space. Two Saiyans. I thought it was Son Goku and Vegeta in parallel time and space on Huoxing in this prison, but I didn't expect it to be the two of you, although I don't know why you came to this place, but I'd better stay away from now on. Come on, that guy, he's already starting to get angry. Recovering his thoughts, Bergette instructed Saiyan's second young master. Now, but during the battle, it is not the time when they are chatting and slackening. You must know that this Saiyan is not simple. His strength is very strong, even reaching the 12th yuan, and it is still rising continuously. Although I have a lot of questions in my heart, it doesn't seem appropriate to say it on this occasion. Vegeta and I will take the first step. You have to be careful, this guy is more powerful than Reg. With his heavily injured body, Son Goku stood up tremblingly, took Vegeta, and walked in the direction of Trunks and Xiao Wu. They have the answer in their own hearts. No matter how powerful Champa is, if he meets Bergette, then the outcome is probably the same. The two time-space patrolmen in the distance were also surprised to see Bergette's appearance. Who is this man? They are so relieved in the energy of another time and space. You must know that Champa, who is in the 5th order mutated Super Saiyan state, although he is not serious, the two evil claws that he displays casually cannot be easily resolved by anyone. That blue light was not as simple as they thought. That invisible force, I don't know what it is, but instinctively gave them an unfathomable feeling. Now, Bergette and Champa look at each other. At this moment, Champa's eyes were full of contempt and disdain, and he was disdainful of Bergette's strength, and he didn't even see him in the right eye. I will never refuse anyone's challenge. Since you took the initiative to challenge me, then come and fight with me to the end. With a roar, Champa fully liberated the energy in his body. The blood-colored rays of light in his pupils became more and more fierce, and suddenly, the blood-colored aura showed an explosive growth, and the incomparably deep evil aura even went up in a straight line along with his monstrous desire to fight. It's an unimaginable evil power. As the legendary Saiyan of evil, the originator of the use of evil power, you do have some strength, but at this level, it's too unbelievable. Disappointed. There was a hint of sarcasm in Bergette's words, as if Champa's vile aura wasn't worthy of his use. Champa's breath was strong, yes, but Bergette wasn't used to him either. This mutant Super Saiyan 5th order is powerful, but at best it is only the 5th order Super Saiyan, not invincible. Drink. With a thought, the divine power in Bergette's body was mobilized. The power of the gods, which had not been liberated in the body for a while, began to transform. At this moment, his normal combat power is already stronger than before, I don't know how much. Especially when the integration with the laws of reality is more pure, now it is only the normal combat power value, Bergette's power is as high as a terrifying 1000 grooves. Super Saiyan God. The combat power value has soared to 500 streams. Advertisement. Super Saiyan Blue Color Full Power. The combat power value has soared to 1000. The peak of Super Saiyan's Dark Blue Evolution. The combat power value has soared to 5 positive. The third level of Super Saiyan Blue. The combat power value has reached a terrifying 500. Super Saiyan Blue Tier 3 Boundary Breakthrough. Combat power value is 5000 positive. With every transformation, Bergette's divine power and eyes will change sharply. Champa's majestic desire to fight was also inspired by this profound divine power. Ha 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 ha. Interesting. It's so interesting. This force is stronger than I expected, and it's more challenging than the two fighters just combined. You are very interesting. Ah, but this power is really unpleasant. I hate this power. So, please die. Champa's mood changed very strangely. First of all, because of Bergette's super strength fighting ability, he raised the desire to fight. Now, it was because of the power of God Bergette used that made him feel angry and manic, and wanted to tear Bergette apart. If you want to kill me, I'm afraid you don't have that ability. The corner of his mouth twitched, and Bergette took the initiative. The power of the space law was displayed, and it just crossed the space in front of him in a blink of an eye, rushed to Champa, and launched an attack. HMPH. Boring. Bergette's sudden onslaught was seen by Champa, and he didn't even care. That strong body, the speed of action is not slow at all. Bergette's several consecutive attacks were easily blocked by him. Even in their hand-to-hand combat, Champa can still have a little upper hand. However, Champa doesn't seem to be complacent about this short-term advantage. He could feel that Bergette wasn't using all his strength, the other party was just playing with him. The current Champa is firmly controlled by Bergette's aura oppression. No matter how strong he is, in the face of the invincible aura brought by Bergette's aura oppression, he is still suppressed. The entire battlefield was filled with the death shock brought by Bergette's overwhelming force. When the appearance of Super Saiyan Evil Ego's sublimated state appeared in Champa's line of sight, no one could imagine what a devastating blow to Champa's heart. His proud and powerful strength seems fragile at this moment. Haha. Since you want to see my full strength so much, then open your eyes and take a good look at it, but don't be afraid. With a grin, Bergette resolutely satisfied Champa's wish and mobilized her body to hide up the energy pool. This is the aura of the absolute powerhouse, and it is also the coercion brought by the ultimate power. If Champa can no longer continue to improve his realm and combat power, then this situation will not be broken. Super Saiyan Evil Eye Sublime. Everything, return to peace. In that instant, he crossed the peak of the 12th dimension and entered the 13th dimension. When this form appeared, Champa seemed to have suffered a devastating blow. The evil coercion that belonged to him was also torn to shreds under the impact of this terrifying force and disappeared. Advertisement. Bergette's appearance has also changed as a result. These are not suitable to call the Bergette in front of him. Bergette, who once again entered the sublimation state of hate me, took a deep breath. With a confident smile on his face, he moved his arms, and there was a cold gleam in his eyes. It belongs to Fuhrer's experiment, and the effect brought by perfect success. This is Champa's true fighting power. In an instant, a rich three-color light rose from the battlefield, which were dark red, pure white and dark blue. The power of Saiyan's evil heart, and the power of Saiyan's blood. The explosion of the triple energy. In an instant, there is an inexhaustible power that washes over this prison Huo-Shing and the whole world. You bastard! Are you humiliating me? An angry roar shot out a terrifying ray of blood-colored energy from Champa's mouth, hitting Bergette's face. Stepping away from Champa, a smile appeared on Bergette's face, his eyes fixed on Champa, as if surprised that Champa could discover his hidden power. You bastard! You dare to keep a backhand in the battle, hurry up and use all your power, or don't blame me for tearing you to pieces without mercy. In a roar, Champa's evil spirit his chi continued to rise, and his combat power also underwent a transformation, showing an explosive growth. Instead, he was angry, evil, holy, barbaric. The terrifying power of this blow could even tear the entire prison Huo-Shing to shreds. In an instant, with a thought, the power of the law of reality was mobilized by him, and Champa, the devastating energy mouthpiece, was wiped out into scum. In terms of height, Champa is much taller and stronger than him, but in terms of momentum and eyes, the sense of oppression given by Bergette is incomparable to Champa. His long hair turned into a penetrating dark gray, and his entire body was covered with beast-like hair, and his body became more burly, strong, and penetrating. In Bergette's sight, Champa's combat power data continued to climb, even reaching the terrifying 13th dimension. There are not many people who can compete with me in this state. At present, there are only 3, but those 3 are all dead now, Champa. As you wish, I will show you all of mine strength, but where did your initial arrogance and confidence go? I can see the bottomless fear in your heart. Looking at Champa, Bergette stood in place and sneered secretly. Who was this mysterious warrior who suddenly appeared? The current him is far from the original self, and even if a monster as strong as Reg is now, he is 100% sure that he can suppress it. He is pure power. Power above all things. Bergette also sensed how threatening the blow was. But he never imagined that Bergette's fighting power would be so powerful that it made him feel fear from the bottom of his heart. Chapter 196 The special offer time is over. Open black lens bracket subscription close black lens bracket. Previous chapter. Next chapter. Advertisement. Hearing this, Champa came back to his senses, although his heart was extremely shocked at the moment, but on the surface, he did not show the slightest. That's good, only fighters of this level are worthy of fighting with me. The words containing multiple different emotions fell, and in an instant, the energy with boundless blood and blood was superimposed layer upon layer, like a storm. In an instant, the deep light was so conspicuous and infiltrating, blood-colored arcs surrounded his body, bursting open from time to time, making people feel timid and creepy from the heart. This kind of explosive momentum, this kind of overwhelming coercion, although it is far worse than Bergette, it is not much distance. Champa's combat power has crossed the peak of the 12th dimension, and has officially entered the 13th dimension. Unfortunately, there is still a huge dimensional gap between him and Bergette. However, Champa is good enough. Without comprehending the power of the law and the special power to bless him, being able to reach the early stage of the 13th dimension represents how powerful and terrifying he is. There are not many people in this world who can enter this realm. Even gods of destruction may not be able to cross the gap of the 12th dimension and enter the terrifying 13th dimension. This level of combat power is already at the level of angel. However, some angels did not rely on their pure strength to enter the current situation like Champa. Angel, almost every angel has mastered a power of their own law, and they have the support of Ultra Instinct, so they can always stand in this realm. This is also why, even if you are strong enough to surpass the realm of gods of destruction, when facing Angel, you can only be amiable and put down your body to befriend him. Not only because of the powerful power of the opponent, but also because of the forces behind Angel, the Grand Priest, and even Zeno, the unreachable supreme god. You must know that the original Bergette also had a little knowledge of space, and only when she initially mastered the laws of space did she dare to challenge the angels. Even if those guys turned into fallen angels in the end, Bergette still died and lived, mastered a new state, transformed, and incidentally mastered the power of the so-called strongest law, and finally achieved the ability to kill the fallen angels level. However, even so, his strength, looking at the 11 angels, still does not belong to the top. At most, he has only barely entered the level of the upper angels. Really? Then you have to let me have some fun. The smile on his face became more and more playful, and Bergette teased nonchalantly. Such a contemptuous attitude, and the enormous pressure it brought, made Champa tremble all over, and he, who was so furious, seemed to be on the verge of going wild. Rude madman. Give me death. Champa, who was burning with rage, could no longer restrain his majestic killing intent. In an instant, evil energy erupted, and the blood-colored aura on his body being mobilized, he continued to advance, and at the same time formed several blood-colored claws, which swept toward Bergette's position like the palm of a demon in the abyss. The power of this evil claws is much higher than any previous display. A random blow can easily shred space, and even crush several planets into pieces. The intensity and number of these attacks made everyone feel terrified and terrified. Son Goku and Vegeta had felt the horror of Champa's blow long before. The combined Vegeta was beaten and disintegrated because of this terrifying blow. They had a hunch that Champa's casual blow, as long as it hit them, could easily take their lives. However, what was a devastating attack for them was as vulnerable as an ant to Bergette. Advertisement. Is this what you rely on? Don't show off your tricks. You who haven't even touched the power of the law pose no threat to me at all. Without moving at all, Bergette's eyes were sharp. In the next second, his mind moved, and the power of the space law was used by him. In an instant, the several evil claws that attacked were blocked by an invisible force when they were only half a meter away from Bergette. Immediately afterwards, that invisible force was constantly squeezing the evil claws, crushing it constantly, and finally disappearing into nothingness. Nani! Champa exclaimed in shock when his own attack was so easily disintegrated by Bergette. The man in front of him was even more terrifying than he thought, and he was able to obliterate his evil claws and turn it into nothingness. This kind of untouchable power, Champa can't even think about it. However, for some unknown reason, what he should have been afraid of, now he yearned for it very much. The strength of Bergette made the blood of Saiyan in his body begin to boil. This power that has nowhere to vent, finally has a place to vent. He can do everything he can to open up everything and make a big fuss. Ahu! With a roar, Champa's breath rose steadily, his combat power skyrocketed again, Saiyan's wildness and incomparably powerful combat power also skyrocketed in an instant. The strong legs smashed the ground, and at the moment of 0.00000001 seconds, Champa burst out with unparalleled speed, that fist bigger than a sandbag, carrying a deep and rich evil spirit, and smashed it towards Bergette's face. The power of this punch is enough to pierce through everything, and even Bergette, the previously integrated warrior, was only beaten to death by one punch. It was a devastating blow that condensed all the evil spirits, and the power was so great that Bergette aroused a little interest. Boom! A deafening roar spread out in an overwhelming force. Bergette's powerful fist was pinched in the palm of one hand, and the shock wave spread. Layer upon layer, it exploded towards all directions like a tsunami. The earth of the prison Huo Xing was crushed to pieces in an instant because of this terrifying blow. This devastating blow was just assisted by Bergette with one hand, showing the huge gap in his strength. The two of them are not at the same level at all. That level of power was nothing to Bergette. The power is kind of interesting. Bergette chuckled. On the periphery of the battlefield, Son Goku and Vegeta, Xiaowu and Trunks, and the two space-time patrolmen hiding in the dark also swallowed their saliva involuntarily after seeing Bergette's overwhelming fighting power. This kind of sturdy combat power is something they can't even imagine. Bergette's power is so powerful. The Champa of the 5th rank of Mutant Super Saiyan, that devastating attack, was caught by him with one hand. It seems that there is no suspense in this battle. However, we can't stay here for too long. Prison Huo Xing, who can't bear the power of the two of them, is about to explode. Son Goku looked around, eyes with be vigilant. Advertisement. The current prison, Huo Xing, is like a planet in hell. Because of the overwhelming power of these two people, the sky has become dark and the sky is full of dead energy. Kakarot, let's go first. With Bergette's ability, even if we don't care, he can leave. If he doesn't leave, it will be too late for the planet to explode. At this time, Vegeta suddenly suggested. Having practiced with Bergette, he knows how strong Bergette's strength is. The mere planet exploded, but he couldn't do anything about it. Instead, they had to leave quickly to avoid dragging Bergette down. Come and grab me, I'll take everyone away with instant transmission. Son Goku agreed decisively. In the next second, several people huddled together, and Son Goku also found his destination through his huge perception. Because the barrier of the prison Huo Xing has been destroyed, now he can feel the aura of the outside world. Not only that, it is not a problem to cast instant transmission to leave. The sound of Wu sounded. Son Goku, Vegeta, Trunks and Xiao Wu all disappeared in the prison Huoxing. And the two space-time patrolmen who were hiding in the dark knew that it was not advisable to stay here for a long time. They also cast instant transmission and left the prison Huo Xing. Now, there are only 3 people left in the whole dilapidated prison Huo Xing. Bergette, Champa, and Gold Cooler. This guy, the Golden Cooler, seemed to be waiting for something, so he left in no hurry. However, the departure of several other Saiyans also sounded the alarm for him. Humph. Damn Saiyan monkeys, you all continue to fight here, I hope we will have no plans in the future. With a cold snort, Golden Cooler no longer wastes time, and also used the skill of instant transmission to leave the prison. Huo Xing. The depths of the prison Huo Xing. As the warden of this planet, Fu looked at Huo Xing, the prison that was on the verge of collapse, with an indescribable feeling in his heart. Hey, the prison Huo Xing, which was constructed after a lot of hard work and resources, is now ruined like this. To be honest, it's a pity, but I can get more data from Bergette and have so much energy, is enough. Fu's eye sighed with emotion. On the surface he was sighing over the destruction of Huo Xing in prison, but in fact he was overjoyed. Just the energy that Bergette transformed and burst out was collected by him, which made him very satisfied. And, now he's got almost all of Bergette's numbers. Including all data of Super Saiyan Evil Ascension. The next step is the crucial experiment, one that can truly create a monster that can rival Bergette. Advertisement. On the battlefield, Bergette clenched Chamba's fist with one hand, a wicked smile on her face. With this level of fighting power, I can't even reach 1% of me, Champa, do you think you are qualified to kill me now? With a sneer, Bergette's strength will be enough in an instant. Baji flew out. Champa, who was thrown away, stabilized his body, and fear and majestic fighting intent appeared in his eyes. This is exactly what I want. After defeating you, I can become stronger. You are destined to be a stepping stone on my way to grow up. Champa is still obsessed, he seems to believe that Bergette will become his own defeat. Fu's experiment was very successful, he completed the fusion of 2 powers, and also mastered the special 5th level of Super Saiyan. Now he thinks that his strength is far more than Reg, even if the Bergette in front of him is very strong, wait for him after the perfect fusion of this energy, it will definitely be able to produce qualitative changes again and evolve to a new realm. As Champa's mood fluctuated, the deep and majestic evil aura was constantly rising, and his beast-like body shot out again, carrying unparalleled destructive power, rushing towards Bergette. With fists and feet, Saiyan's brutality and violence are vividly displayed at this moment. The continuous good, ferocious attacks, the speed getting faster and faster, the endless fatal blows, poured down on Bergette's body like a torrential rain. The ground beneath his feet was constantly collapsing, and the prison Huo Xing's collapse was also more thorough. With the continuous output of power, Champa became more and more vigorous and excited, because the Saiyan blood in his body was constantly transforming, and his fighting power also rose with each fist swing. However, he didn't seem to notice that the look in Bergette's eyes was gradually becoming indifferent. Champa is really strong but not enough. The purpose of Bergette's trip to prison Huo Xing is to find Fu and get the news of the person who was similar to him from his mouth. The Champa in front of him made him think about playing, but now he has had enough. This kind of thing is far from being handsome at his level. Bang, pound. 2 thrilling muffled sounds spread out. Champa's 2 huge fists were caught by Bergette's 2 hands, and they had to move in the palm of his hand. Super Saiyan, the ultimate transformation of evil self-sublimation, makes Bergette as unshakable as a mountain, and the crusher is Champa. Now he is like a burly and strong adult, and Champa is like a child. An ominous premonition suddenly appeared in his heart, and Champa's blood-colored pupils shrank suddenly. The next second, his premonition came true. There was a muffled sound of bang. Bergette turned passive into active, turned defense into attack, punched through the space with a heavy punch, and landed straight on Champa's face. The terrifying power caused Champa to suffer heavy damage in an instant. Chapter 197, The Mastermind Behind the Scenes, Fu retreats. Open black lens bracket subscription close black lens bracket. Previous chapter. Next chapter. Advertisement. The terrifying fist slammed into Champa's face, and instantly distorted Champa's facial features. This terrifying power almost knocked his consciousness down in an instant. Blood spurted out of his mouth, and Champa turned into a cannonball and flew out, smashing the huge rock behind him, and the whole person was embedded in the pile of rocks. But, damn, Champa, who was knocked to the ground, wanted to stand up, but his body was not controlled at all. This overwhelming force made him feel extremely desperate. One blow, just the power of this blow, made him temporarily lose his combat effectiveness. No matter how he tried to control his body, he could feel his body shaking constantly. Even if he could stand up, he would have to kneel on the ground in a few minutes. He could only control his head with the remaining consciousness, his bright red eyes glared at Bergette, his eyes were very confused and fearful, and there were many different emotions lingering in them. Honestly, he regrets it a little bit. After mastering the absolute power, he is very confident now, thinking that he can defeat everything and control everything, even if a strong enemy like Bergette is nothing in front of him. But now, the cruel facts made his whole body tremble. This deep fear spread to his heart, and it also made him understand how pure and completely a frog at the bottom of the well he was. He wanted to forcefully stand up but could only kneel on the ground, his strength was as fragile as nothing. Knowing this, he should have eliminated Bergette when Bergette was still in Super Saiyan Blue's third order, boundary-breaking state. Now, he has only initially understood how outrageous his mistake is. After he fused some of Reg's bloodline power, he completed the fifth order variant of Super Saiyan that was unique to him, thinking that it surpassed Reg's he can be invincible in the world. Those supreme beings who were above him at the beginning were absolutely impossible to be his opponents. Now he can subvert everything and dominate his own destiny. It turned out that he thought too much. Reg is not invincible, he is only one of the group of people whose strength belongs to the top. However, the cruel truth that Champa doesn't know, Reg has died in Bergette's hands, and Saiyan, whom he sees as a must to surpass, is now dead in Bergette's hands. How ironic this is. Now, let this end. Die, Champa, you have no effect on me. Raising her hand, Bergette's palm glowed with a rich golden light. He will use this blow to completely take Champa's life. But every time at this critical time, there will be changes. When the energy was initially condensed and formed, a cynical sneer sounded, interrupting the continuation of the battle and causing Bergette to stop attacking. The strongest warrior of the fighting nation, Bergette-san, rashly entered someone else's home and destroyed this person's home like this. Your behavior is too rude. The gloomy and cold business spreads from the void. Come. Such a cynical voice made Bergette's brows jump, and the next second, he decisively directed his condensed energy towards the source of the voice. The power of this blow is so fast that ordinary powerhouses cannot resist at all. It is so sudden that even powerhouses of the 14th dimension may not be able to react. Advertisement. Boom. Energy pierced through the prison Huo Xing's space and spread into the distant starry world. The ear-piercing huge explosion sounded, and the terrifying coercion shook the space, destroyed the planet, and made the planet that was on the verge of exploding underfoot shake. At this moment, Bergette finally saw who the owner of the voice was. Fu, the warden of the prison Huo Xing. The one who planned everything in the dark. However, what surprised him was that Fu had avoided his blow just now. Doesn't this mean that this guy's strength is far from being as bad as he thought? This mysterious guy is more dangerous than he thought. What a savage and rude guy. Sure enough, Saiyans are all the same species that invaded other people's territories, destroyed other people's homes, and now attacked the owner here. Really daring. Standing in the void Fu, pushing his glasses, the mirror reflected white light, making him look even more unfathomable and eerie. It also means that now he is very angry. You're too embarrassed to say it. With a sneer, Bergette slowly floated up into the void, her cold eyes locked on F. If I guess correctly, the plane where Black and Red came to me was planned by you, right? Bergette asked. It was discovered. It seems that Bergette-san's insight is very keen. That's right, I planned the arrival of Black and Reg. Fu did not hide it, but admitted it generously. That's good. Then, as he said, Bergette's breath suddenly became terrifying, and the power of the vast law also filled in an instant. This time, he was real. Feeling the overwhelming impact of Bergette's soul, Fu's face changed drastically, but he stood in front of Bergette with confidence, as if waiting for something. I came to prison Huo Xing this time to find out one thing. What connection do you have with that guy? Tell me, where is that guy? Bergette went straight to the topic. After hearing his words, Fu was stunned for a moment, and then suddenly realized. He got it. Bergette got who he was. I didn't expect you to discover the existence of that person. Although I don't know how you discovered it, I don't seem to be obliged to tell you, right? Fu sneered. This answer made Bergette even more certain that the guy who looked exactly like him had a relationship with Fair, and the relationship was not shallow. If you don't want to say it, then die. It's really amazing that you can dodge my move just now. Then again, can you still be as calm as before? The voice fell. Bergette raised her hand. The energy bombs gathered in the palm of her hand, and the power of the law of space in at this moment, the mobilization blocked the surrounding space. With the release of the power of the space law, the space in all directions was also mobilized, and several energy bombs poured down from many different directions. The speed of the energy bomb was very fast, not giving Fu a chance to react, and almost engulfed him in an instant. Boom. The scorching flames soared into the sky, swaying in the space, and the rich flame light was blooming in the void. How terrifying and awe-inspiring these scenes were. Advertisement. F was killed by Bergette's attack so easily. Obviously, it is impossible. In the eyes of others, Bergette's attack hit, and there is no way to avoid it, but in Bergette's view, this matter is far from being as simple as he thought. In an instant, his perception was enlarged infinitely, and Bergette noticed a slight fluctuation of the power of space law. In the next second, there was a change in the space behind Bergette, and a purple air appeared, followed by an incomparably sharp air blade slashing towards his back. A muffled sound of pound. Bergette turned around in time, holding the incoming space blade slash with one hand. This pair, Bebef, the person who launched his attack is Ephraim. At that moment just now, Fu used the power of space law to beat the space and came directly behind him. This guy has mastered the same power of space law as me, and his proficiency is very unusual. Bergette murmured inwardly. He felt that Fu's attainment of the power of space law was very high, and it was just the instant reaction just now. At the moment of the explosion, this guy used the power of the law of space to teleport himself to the position behind him. No, this is a more advanced use of space. He overlaps the surrounding space and shuttles through the space with his own advantages, which also makes him break away from Bergette's encirclement in an instant. Not bad ability. You are more simple than I thought. The power of space law, this is not everyone can master. Bergette's eyes narrowed, and a very dangerous atmosphere flashed. Of course, the power of the laws of space is not something that you mere mortals can touch. Even I have to pay a huge price to master it, but Bergette-san, are you mastering me again? 33 Fu sneered, as if thinking he has the chance to win. In his eyes, Bergette is strong, yes, but it is not that he has no way to deal with it. The next second, Bergette waved a big hand, knocking Fu back, and then, a violent storm-like attack fell towards Fu's body, and the speed was so fast that Fu felt unbelievable. However, fortunately, he has already achieved a part of the transformation of his body. He has input most of Bergette's data into his body. When Bergette launches an attack, those data will work, and his body instinctively it will dodge all Bergette's attacks. A burst of whoosh sounded, and the devastating blow brushed against Fu's hair. Only a few strands of hair slipped down, causing Bergette's pupils to shrink sharply. This guy actually dodged the series of violent attacks that he had just done perfectly. What exactly is going on? Ultra Instinct. No, Fu didn't master the Ultra Instinct skill at all. This guy, relying on his own body reaction and some weird means to dodge all his attacks perfectly. Grabbing Bergette's relaxed neutral, Fury distanced him immediately. Bergette-san, you are really a monster that can't be underestimated. At that moment, if I was hit by your attack, I'd probably die immediately, but fortunately, I have the means to deal with it, sorry. No longer, Mr. Bergette. Knowing that he was no match for Bergette, Veer decided to retreat. Advertisement. Just now, he just tested the results of his own experiment, using his own body to test it, but he did not expect the effect to be so obvious. The goal has been achieved, and he doesn't want to put his life on the line here. Seeing Fu dissipating into a cloud of mist, Bergette did not choose to take the initiative. He knew that he might not be able to make a move this time. He felt that things were probably not as simple as he thought, and a huge conspiracy was brewing in this world. Just the action of Ephraim just now represents an extraordinary meaning. It seems that the world will soon be in chaos, even if it is not the best time to kill you, just let you live for a while, the next time we meet again, it will be your death. Close black lens bracket Bergette thought to herself. Still keep too much. If at that moment, he mobilized the power of the law of reality, it would only take a moment, and it would only take a moment to kill Fu. However, his target person is not EPH. It was the gigantic mastermind who was hiding in the dark. If Fu just died so easily, this clue would be cut off. Boom. Suddenly, a violent wicked aura filled Bergette's attention. He turned around, and what caught his eye was a terrifying beam of evil energy. With overwhelming terrifying power, it directly moved towards his position, and the terrifying coercion was as terrifying as a tornado swept across the sky. Incomparable, as if it is enough to swallow everything, and nothing remains. The source of this terrifying energy attack is Champa. This guy caught Bergette's deadly space and attacked Bergette. Ha 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 ha. I didn't expect me to recover, right? This kind of unexpected attack, even if you are really strong, I don't believe you can really block them all. Ooh. Roaring hysterically, Champa poured all his energy into it and released it comprehensively. However, the next scene made him feel despair. The energy that was about to be swallowed up by him suddenly and silently turned into particles in the sky, dissipating in the space, as if it had never appeared before. This kind of change made Champa stunned, and his eyes became dull at the same time. What the heck? What's going on? What about his attack? What about his energy? He could be sure that the energy just now was about to devour Bergette, but now it has suddenly disappeared, and not a single particle is left. What the hell happened? It all happened so dreamily that Champa felt like he was dreaming.